It's the Bob and Tom Show.
I bet you were fun in school.
Had a good time at school.
Yeah, I bet the teachers loved you.
Yeah, they did. They did. Yeah, right. Yeah, I went to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about this. You look like you spend a lot of time lifting weights. Are you a fitness buff?
Oh, yeah, I like to pump a little iron, you know what I mean? I drink the protein shakes, take the vitamins, take the St. John's for my wart. I do the whole thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You got a wart, do you?
I like to go out and chalk up. The whole key is chalking up. You got to chalk up when you go. You got to chalk it up. I got the weight belt on. Chicks dig the weight belts. They dig the weight belts with a name on the back. You know, Steve. I don't know who Steve is, but he's missing his weight belt. Is that what you were waiting for? That's yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I like to pump it up. You got to be in top shape because I play golf.
You do?
You guys know the golf bit.
Oh, yeah.
I love golf. I play a lot of golf. I got some new golf jokes. I play a lot of golf. Oh, yeah. Every hole, like 14,000 strokes. That's a lot of golf. You know what I mean? I look like a propeller out there just swinging away. I love golf. I swing with one hand. I don't even use two hands. I don't care. The instructor's always trying to change your grip. Like, yeah, you're not the boss of me. I hit that ball as hard as I can, walk 6 feet, and hit it again. Every hole I use the driver. Par 3, I don't want to see a 7-iron. I let the big dog eat. I grip and rip it. I got the weight belt on. Steve's playing some golf, baby. You give me a golf cart, a 12-pack, and a lake, I'll show you how to have fun all day. You ever wonder how far a golf cart can go in a lake before it sinks? You ever wonder? 13 feet. I love golf.
Hey, it's the Bob and Tom Show. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello there, Tom.
Chick.
And speaking of this accent,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to publicly thank you. I'd never seen Death at a Funeral before. It's an old movie, like 10 years old, probably, something like
The
that.
British version.
The British version. Turns out I watched it yesterday, and even though you were the one that recommended that I watch it, normally I stay away from things like that. But I said, what the hell? And, you know, the pandemic and everything. And I loved it. And it's got all of my favorite stars in it. Your Keely Hawes.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Oh, my goodness. And Dinklage is in it.
The guy on top of the roof.
And that guy up on the roof
naked.
he's American, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alan
Tudyk?
Tudyk. And
God, he's amazing.
Frank Oz directed.
Good
and,
movie.
The best.
I can't believe you haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I'm surprised, too.
Yeah, it has everybody in my favorite BBC television shows in it. It's great.
It's one of those movies where there isn't a wasted second.
No, it's funny.
Starts right away, boom, you're drawn.
Boom.
It's very good. We got some great letters. Let's see who's who here. Our engineer is Ace. Oh, open-necked.
Oh, yeah, sexy.
Ace.
Sassy, sexy Ace.
Ace Cosby, engineer, and lover.
Do you have your Henley unbuttoned today?
Oh, yeah.
That was always a button. I don't know. I don't know if it's
well,
unbuttoned.
Never noticed that.
Quite like that.
Do you have any hair on that chest at all?
No.
Okay, just asking. Did you shave it or is it just no?
Hey, you know what Ace says about hair on his chest?
No, what?
Grass doesn't grow on a racetrack. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that supposed to be
don't know what
pubic
that
hair or
is.
something?
Something like that. I'm
Wait a
not
minute.
sure.
Where is that supposed to be?
I'm not sure. That's what I get for trying to be sexy.
Well, actually, we can get right to this letter before I even do the introductions.
Ooh.
For those of you that are members of the Morning Breath Club,
Jesus. Is this a sexy letter? You got the sexy music.
yeah, it's an exclusive club only for those that listen to the first break of this radio.
So exclusive it almost doesn't exist.
Yes, that's how exclusive it is. This comes to us from Jay.
Oh, Jay Bird.
Mr. Jay. I'm a truck driver. I listen to your show every day.
Flying Jay.
I did not think that my wife listened to the Bob and Tom show.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, jeez.
The other night, my wife went to bed, and about a half hour later, I went to the bedroom to lay down. The room was dark.
Yes. Yes.
As I lay there, I said in a deeper voice, "It's time."
Oh, my.
Without missing a beat, my wife said, "Is that you, Ace?" That, my friends, is a fine, fine letter. And that's a nice lady. Wow, she gets it. She's so nice. Is that you, Ace? P.S. writes Jay.
Yes.
Postscript, yes.
Chick still looks like an angry Captain Kangaroo.
What the hell's that mean?
Huh. Yeah, dun, 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 dun,
I'm not sure what that means, but I like it.
I tell you what,
All right.
I am angry.
Why?
At the compound.
Yeah?
I got to keep you updated on the compound situation. The I saw him yesterday, the chipmunk. Oh. I'm going to say brazen is what I opened my garage door to pull my car in. He's sitting right in the middle of where the car is.
Sure.
That's right.
Eyeballing
And
me.
it definitely is a chipmunk.
It's definitely a chipmunk.
Oh, they're like that, man.
Giving me the eyeball. I stop the car, get out, go into the garage, still sitting there.
Okay.
I go, hey!
Like he listens.
He still sits there. I get just, I don't know, a little too close, evidently. He runs back under the furnace.
All right.
So then I left the doors open all day again and did not see him this morning. But thanks to my buddy Josh, sent me some literature about a have a heart cage that I can catch him in and then release him into the wild.
Yeah.
Sure, you can
So-
do that.
Do you have a paintball gun?
Or you can use my bucket method.
Or I could do
Paintball
Ma
guns
Barker's
are the best.
bucket method and march the little bastard up and
Now,
drown it.
how does the bucket method work?
Oh, don't ask.
Don't ask. It's like a...
It walks
You
the
set
plank.
up, you set up basically a plank and you put peanut butter on top, and then when he gets to the top, the weight drops him into the
He
bucket.
falls into the bucket
And it drowns.
Oh, this is like a
This is Christy's
physics
idea.
experiment.
May I say that
With death.
honestly, I've never done this, but my neighbor used to do it all the time.
God.
Just for fun.
No, we
Didn't
had
have an
a,
issue.
What are you doing this weekend?
He did it
Oh,
outside.
We're going to cook out, then we're going to kill some chipmunks.
there was a horrible chipmunk problem at the time. Yeah, we were overrun.
I used to like Chippendale as a kid. Don't think much about chipmunks these days.
And I take the Australian Shepherd down there, the mini, and she
Yes.
just stands in the garage and wags her tail and looks at me, and I go, Ruby, there's a chipmunk in the garage. And I go, be real quiet.
She looked at you and went, "Oh yeah, that's Frank."
Yeah, I smell it. Yeah,
That's my buddy.
What do you want me to do about it?
He's a good guy, Frank.
Yeah.
Frank the
That's the
chipmunk.
voice of Josh Arnold. He's sitting at the orangeinsoles.com sidekick chair. Mr. McGee, of course, is at the crazycockwine.com sports desk.
Mister, that's right.
Mr. Ace Cosby, who's, of course, famous for the phrase,
Sexy man.
Why don't you let him say it?
Oh, I'm going to, but first I got to get the music. So, Ace, it's a romantic evening. The time is right. Things are going pretty well, and then you get her down, and what do you say?
Get her down.
What
the hell does that
Get her down.
in the prone position against her will.
Well, how long does it take you? How long does it take you to push a button? What are you doing over there?
What do you say, Ace?
It's time.
It's time.
That one sounds a little tired.
A little gravelly. Yeah,
tired.
I don't think it is
Are you
time.
tired? Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I don't think
Most of us got much sleep last night.
Yeah, I got no sleep.
I'm dragging too today.
I slept like a baby.
Ah, shut up.
Oh, what, you wet the bed?
Oh, you know.
No.
Go ahead, tell your story.
Oh,
Christy
yeah.
pulls
So
in
I
today.
pull in today, and guess what, Tom? There was a deer. Not only was there a deer, but he or she was turned the other way, so it looked like a headless deer. It looked like it was just the
That'd be
neck
cool.
scared
horrible.
me to death.
Yeah, there are a lot of deer around here.
Oh,
Coming
another
up,
update too. My necklace was retrieved
we
yesterday.
have deer in the news. We have an interesting story about would your dog save your life coming up in the news.
I got to say no.
Apparently the idea is that what men think women like about them and what women think men want with them, they're wrong.
All
Of
right.
course, they're
We'll
booking.
find that out.
So the upshot is the men are wrong.
No, the upshot is both men and women are wrong about
okay.
about what they think the others perceive them to want. We'll talk about that sort of thing with Allie Breen, comedian. Also, we'll be joined by Dave Dyer later in the show. Fireman, exercise dude, and comedian.
Yeah, I'm
see
sure
what,
we'll.
see what he's got going.
Dave said he saved a cat.
Oh,
He did. He has video of a cat
Yeah.
getting a cat out of a tree.
classic fireman.
Classic. He thought it was a joke. It's not a joke.
Wow, would have been a really good story if he'd saved like a kid.
Oh my gosh.
Still a good
story.
cat will have to do.
But see, when you do things like this, I
Jesus.
know you think you're helping, but in order to save a kid, the kid has to be in danger. Okay.
Well,
See, that's the problem with that little
Better story.
wacky aside.
This is it's a cute little story.
Not going to make a
Stop.
Disney film out of a. And then in the end, the fireman
my
took the
Lord.
cat down with a ladder.
He did. Used a ladder.
Oh, that makes it even more exciting.
What do you want him to do? Fly up there with a jetpack?
Now we're
There was a
talking.
drone?
Now we got a movie. The guy's got a jetpack. Let's see a couple of other things. A possible adventure from Dr. Tom Whiskey coming up.
All right.
We can certainly look forward to that. And we'll find out what's going on in the world of sports. I will also remind you that we have the Bob and Tom store up and running, and we're donating all the money from the Bob and Tom store to Feeding America, which in these troubled times is important because a lot of people with everything going on are still having trouble getting actual food. So if you'd like to be part of that, you can just make a donation to Feeding America. That's the easiest way. Or you can buy some stuff, including hats and everything. Now, I like that hat you've got on, Pat Godwin, in the next room.
Yeah, I do too.
It
I
is
like it a
nice.
lot.
It says Bob and Tom on it.
Yeah, but it looks kind of like a gas station logo. I think that's kind of cool.
The everyman, you know.
There you go. Now, Pat, I know you've prepared something. I can't help but notice you've been. If you take your headphones off, your hair is like Elvis Black. Did you?
Elvis Black?
Did you leave the?
It's been about 2 weeks since I've done it properly.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks like you left it in too long.
Oh my!
20 minutes.
Looks like you left it in
Left the dye in too long.
yesterday is what it looks like.
Okay.
It matches your shirt.
Pat,
go,
you look great. Don't listen to
There
them.
you go.
Okay.
I think
I
you
didn't say
see
it
in
didn't
your
look great.
headphones, basically, and not your hair. You can't even see his hair.
I need a haircut.
I was back there. I saw him.
Oh, okay.
He looks like Elvis just before he died.
Before he died. Right before he died.
Right before he does.
It smells like someone died in there.
Is there anything in sports?
Yeah, we got NBA. Some sad news, actually. And the NBA, one of the all-time greats, Wes Unseld, passes away.
Yeah,
Jeez,
man.
I can't take any more bad news. Come on.
College football, the season opener between Notre Dame and Navy, and evidently, I bet there's a
There's a Davy in the Navy.
Davy in the Navy.
And I think Billy Joel sang about him.
I know.
Yes,
lazy
Billy
writing, wasn't
Joel. They've moved the opener there. If we have opening in college football, all 32 NFL teams have been advised by Commissioner Roger Goodell about their training camps. We'll talk about that. For some reason in sports, we have, make no mistake, India and Pakistan, they just don't like each other.
These two
These two just don't like each other. And, of course, another really, really something else world record.
Oh,
It's
really?
Really, really something.
Okay.
I love the one yesterday.
I forget the one from
The
yesterday.
guy ran a mile.
Oh, and
Oh,
G.
Blue
record. Can we revisit that in a few minutes?
you
Pat?
want,
I
in a few
really
minutes.
enjoyed that. Yeah, let's revisit that world record. That was really a good one. Yesterday in the show, we got talking about an incident with Josh, in which he was out, I guess at a business party and. He ended up going home with one of his fellow employees, and apparently so intoxicated when you woke up, you were lying in a pool of your own urine.
Yeah, it was a party at her house, and we hooked up, and then I woke up and wet the bed.
And apparently this is it's struck a nerve.
Oh, yeah.
We have more than 100
Yeah,
letters.
there's many, many, many people out there who this has happened to.
Yeah, a lot of stories about partners peeing in their sleep. And this thing about so many of them are the same, where they're lying in bed and their person next to them gets up and walks over to the corner of the room and just lets it rip.
Yeah, and I've
Yeah.
done that.
Or opens up a drawer,
Yep.
or
Yeah.
I've been through all this.
The human mind is just a mystery,
Yep.
isn't it?
that's one thing I've never done. I mean, believe me, there have been some incidents, but
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah, a handful
opened
of
up a
times
drawer
for
and
me.
taken a leak in there.
Yeah, I don't think. Well,
It's a weird thing.
it is a weird thing.
Yeah.
In your head, I think you really think you're in the bathroom.
Do you think
it
this
must
happens,
It must be a form of sleepwalking. I
Right,
guess.
it has to be.
Happens
Or
more
blackout.
more to men than women. And
I think it happens more to men.
yeah, I think it does.
I took a pee out a window once, and the window wasn't open.
Oh, man.
Little
Oh,
So wait a
splashback?
second.
The worst part was that you were in your car.
I was driving down the highway, and
I was on 95 North.
Kevin from Boise writes, my 22-year-old son has ruined 2 cell phones peeing in his pants while drunk. The phones were in his pocket.
Gosh.
that's a lot of urine.
Yeah, it
And
is.
first of all, who keeps their phone down there?
In their pocket?
wrong. You don't keep it in your.
Front pocket?
Oh, a lot of guys do.
Oh, I do. I think most people probably do.
Yeah.
They don't want to sit on it, I think, is the
You,
thinking.
you keep yours in
Sure.
your shirt pocket, right?
Of course.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
of
well,
course, but I think that's rare.
You know
I think-
what? Let me wrap a bow on this break.
Yes.
Speaking of Captain Kangaroo, we don't have kangaroo pockets, a lot of us, in the front of our shirts like you do.
Okay,
Tom.
sorry.
It's not wrong that you do that. I just
Certainly
think it's,
not.
It's weird.
You're in the minority there.
Really odd.
Because of a small phone. Well, I guess some people have more room down there.
Oh, true. Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
there
the
you
way-
go. Yeah, you
The way
can't.
you're all coiled up and everything.
Yeah, you can't possibly fit anything
nothing.
in
You
either
gotta
of your
stay-
front
That's like a
pockets.
mic cord.
It's like getting an elephant when you can't because
yeah,
the spare tires in the trunk.
Couldn't fit an Altoid in your pocket.
Yeah,
Now,
you can't get a tin of Altoids down there, let alone a phone.
I tried to cram a Sudafed in this morning. So let's talk about similar things like ED.
Let's talk about
Erectile dysfunction. We've been hearing about it on TV for, I don't know, 15 years or so when all these pharmaceuticals came out that help treat erectile dysfunction. And guess what? They work. They're amazing. And now there's an outfit called Roman that can get you hooked up without having to go to your family doctor. You can do it all through Roman online with that phone that's in your front pocket or on your computer. Roman has spent years building a digital platform that'll connect you to a physician within 24 hours, and it's all done online. Roman makes it convenient to get the treatment you need right from your house. So here's what you do. You grab your phone, your computer, whatever, you get a free online visit at getroman.com/wood. You've been hearing us talk about this. We're getting a lot of fan mail now, believe it or not. You'll hear back from a U.S. licensed physician within 24 hours when you go to getroman.com/wood. If, in fact, you are a candidate for one of these treatments, your medication will be shipped to you. We call it free 2-day shipping because, Josh, how much does it cost?
It's free.
Thank you very much. You also get free unlimited follow-ups with that physician if you have any questions or need to adjust your treatment plan. So find out if it's going to work for you. If you're struggling with ED, stay home. Go to getroman.com/wood for that free online visit and free 2-day shipping. Get part of your life back. You've got nothing to lose here. This is a great thing, because especially during this whole pandemic thing. It's one less place you have to go because they deliver it right to your house. GetRoman.com/wood. Free online visit, free 2-day shipping. Do it right now. You got nothing to lose, and you will get part of your life back. Coming up, we have Isaac Newton in the news.
Really?
Yes.
Tootin' Isaac Newton.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey man, this is Donnie Baker, and this is Bob and Tom 24/7. I swear to God it is. That's like all day and most of the night.
Hey, Mark Allison here with you on what I like to call Hump Day, Wednesday, June 3rd, 2020. Hope you're having a great morning so far. Got a great show for you on the way. Our resident geek, Jessica Alsman, comedian and relationship expert, Allie Breen from New York City. Hope she's doing well in all the chaos. And comedian Dave Dyer. We'll check in with all of them via Zoom, coming up right here on Bob and Tom 24/7 on a Wednesday, June 3rd. Again, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. The wife of singer-songwriter John Prine, who died from complications of COVID-19, urged lawmakers to expand absentee voting so Tennesseans would not have to put their health at risk to exercise their right to vote. Fiona Whelan Prine, who also contracted the coronavirus, has since recovered, told a Senate panel yesterday that allowing more people to cast an absentee ballot is critical in ensuring that people would remain safe and healthy during the 2020 election. It came out last year, but the themes of racial injustice and mass incarceration raised in the movie Just Mercy still resonate. Warner Brothers will make that movie free on digital platforms. The film, starring Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx, is free through the end of June. In it, Jordan plays the founder of the Equal Justice Initiative, who helps an inmate played by Jamie Foxx. And a private zoo in the Netflix series Tiger King will be under new management. A judge in Oklahoma has flipped the zoo and the animals in it from Joe Exotic to the Big Cat Rescue Corporation. That facility is run by Carol Baskin, Exotic's rival. Exotic lost a $1 million civil judgment to Baskin, and the judge ruled that Exotic tried to transfer ownership of his facility to his mom to avoid paying the judgment against him. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Today's National Rocky Road Day.
I'm on the fence.
Are
What
you?
guys with Rocky?
Oh, I bet Tom hates Rocky Road ice cream.
I've never tried it. Don't intend to.
Oh, really?
Don't like the name.
Okay.
I don't know what's in it.
I'll tell you what's in it.
What's in it?
Almonds or pecans, mini
Ate it already.
marshmallows, chunks of semi-sweet
No.
chocolate.
No.
And chocolate ice cream.
It's a pretty good ice cream, I think.
It's a good ice cream.
Yeah.
You don't like the button jeans. I know. We know you don't like Rocky Road ice cream.
I don't like to ride the button jeans. Same reason I don't ride a horse to work.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Your girl complains about the way you love her. It's just the same old mattress dance each time. Nothing's ever new. Wham bam and you are through. Well, why not try these moves I found online? Do the Cleveland steamer or try the donkey punch. The old Egyptian tea bag could be the perfect lunch. She'll love a Gaylord Perry or the old rusty trombone. And a German knuckle cake will really make her moan. She thinks you're immature and sometimes boring. So spice things up and cruise the internet. Google will retrieve some things you won't believe. So give your girl a night she won't forget. Do the dirty Sanchez or try the change machine. The Pasadena mudslide will really make her scream. Try a Roman helmet or the good old minivan. Or do a Pittsburgh platter to prove that you're the man. The old Moroccan meatball, a Bulgarian gas mask. The Alabama Hot Pocket, it's best she doesn't ask. The disappearing panda or the raspberry beret. The San Juan Capistrano just might make her day. Give her the dirty muskie or try the snowmobile. I'm sure a Boston pancake will really make her squeal. Do the big boy combo.
621 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
It certainly is. Thank you very much. And that's Christy Lee with a quick forecast.
Q95, Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Partly cloudy early afternoon thunderstorms. Look for a high of 90. Scattered storms overnight, low 70. And then morning thunderstorms make way to cloudy skies and 85 degrees on Thursday. 70 already.
All right. Good car wash weather.
Well, if you want to wash your car and then have it rain, sure, go ahead.
What?
I just said.
It's going to rain later,
Did you not
maybe.
hear what I said?
No,
This is your
I was
problem.
reading over here.
You pride yourself on paying
Thunderstorms.
attention, and you never pay attention.
I wasn't making the statement good car wash weather. I was asking a question because
Okay.
I wasn't listening.
No is the answer.
So no.
No.
I'll wash it anyway, so damn the rain.
We
That'll,
know
that'll
that.
keep it away. I'm sorry. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. It's great to be here. And where is here? Well, let's see. In this big room here, we have our engineer, Ace Cosby, at the, it's the OmahaSteaks.com Ace Cosby Joke of the Day desk, brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com. By the way, if you're thinking about a Father's Day gift, you're thinking about getting your dad a tie, what a mistake. He wants steaks. Okay, we'll just leave. I'm just going to tell you that's what you want to do. Chick McGee's across the way over there, as I mentioned, at the CrazyCockWine.com sports desk. This is Tom speaking. That's Josh. That's Christy. Pat Godwin is around the horn there. Around the corner, I should say, in the around the corner from the Fudge is Made room, which is in a different building here in the Bob and Tom studios. Thank you very much for joining us. And don't forget that so many of the great radio stations we're on take the time and trouble to stream the show. So if you're in a place where you don't have a radio, you can listen to it on your phone. Also, we're on what's her name again?
Alexa.
Alexa, there you go.
And we're on YouTube.
And on the YouTube. Thank you very much.
Subscribe.
We have a YouTube channel. Yeah, subscribe to that. It's fun.
It's free.
We will have a lot of cool stuff posted on there. But before we move on, I wanted to touch base with this story we had yesterday in sports. I really enjoyed this. It's a story about a guy that sets a new world record.
We've all seen it at gyms around the country. You're there, you're on the treadmill or whatever, and here comes this guy in jeans and a T-shirt, possibly cowboy boots.
Right.
Hits the bench press and does cuts 280 about 15 times and puts a shirt on and leaves. It's unbelievable.
Now, we had Blue Jean guy. Christy and I go to the same gym, and we had Blue Jean guy there. And
Gotcha.
Crazy strong.
Yeah.
But this guy was always wearing a white T-shirt and blue jeans, and he was always in the sauna area.
Yeah, I
would be in the pool, and I would see him day after day after day. And sometimes I would go really early in the morning, like on Saturdays and Sundays, he'd be there. And then I'd go in the late afternoon, he'd be there. And I finally asked one of the officials of the gym, I said, does this guy live here? And about a week later, he came up to me and said, it turned out the guy was, in fact, living there.
Oh, boy.
And, yeah.
What?
So.
Divorce, right?
What kind of gym?
What kind of gym wouldn't notice that?
What kind of gym lets people live at the gym?
Well, they didn't.
They didn't. They had to ask him to leave. I'm not sure what happened.
Where was he sleeping?
I think he was probably sleeping in the sauna. I don't know.
There are places you could
24-hour gym.
Yeah.
Are there like mats you could lay down on?
No, I don't know. But in any event, Blue Jean guy.
Could you sleep without a pillow? I don't think I could.
No, there's no way.
No, I couldn't sleep without a pillow.
I bet you could if you were tired.
You mean pillow?
A pillow?
Been watching that stupid commercial. My pillow. I'm not going to buy it till you call it a pillow. All right, now there we go.
That's your big beef about
yes, it
that
is.
commercial.
Drives
All
me
right.
crazy. My pillow.
He says pillow?
He says pillow.
I don't remember him saying
My pillow. I feel like he says pillow.
I think he says my pillow.
He says pillow most of the time.
I don't think he does.
Trying to be
He is
folksy.
from, Minnesota?
Trying to be folksy.
Is he?
Now we have Mr. Godwin, and so the point is, this guy sets the world record for running what does he run, like a 4:09?
4 minutes 6 second mile in a 501 Levi.
And
Blue
he did it
jeans.
to honor his brother, and in honor of some mental health issues. So this is I think this is a cool story. It's fun. He's in blue jeans, and he happens to be in Levi 501s, which Christy, you pointed out.
Button fly. Original button flies.
Do you own any button fly pants?
I don't anymore. I did.
Those are the ones you buy and then sit in the tub and they shrink around you, right, or something like that.
I lied. I think I have button fly shorts.
Really?
Jean shorts. Yeah.
Huh. Well, that probably makes for a.
Somebody take that off his button.
It's a new toy.
I'm gonna.
Do you know how creepy you sound right now?
I'm gonna undo each one of those buttons with my teeth.
Boy, that's a skill.
When I'm done, I'm gonna go. It's time.
Yeah, those metal buttons, that'd be a little hard.
Again, not a fan. I bought a pair of jeans, didn't know it had buttons on it until I got home, and I never wore them.
Yeah, remember those, Chick, where you had to wash them like 18 times before you could wear them?
Yeah, break them in.
And they would be real big, and then they'd shrink.
Soften them up.
I wish there was a service you could send your jeans to them, and they'd break them in for you.
I bet there is.
There is?
Probably.
Let the record show that Tom buys blue jeans and then has them hemmed.
They look ridiculous.
The CEO of Levi claims you should never wash your jeans ever. He said that's the key.
Yeah, really? Did he say that from the award? Yeah, he doesn't need to get corona.
Right. It's easy for the CEO of Levi's to say you can put on a new pair every day.
Exactly.
Wasn't there a thing a couple years ago that you were supposed to put your jeans in the freezer?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, those are different jeans, though, right?
But the idea was that would that kill the bacteria, but then you could put them back on. But can you imagine putting them back on chilly?
Yeah, you'd have to let them thaw for a while.
His buttons are cold.
The best thing about jeans is you throw them in the hot water wash, and they come out and they feel great.
Hot water wash.
Hot water? You wash your jeans in hot
You
water?
run everything on sanitary, don't you?
I wash everything in hot water.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Your clothes last a week.
Jeez.
No, they're better than that.
Faded mess.
So anyway, let's get back to this guy.
Griswold,
His
here
name
he
is
comes.
Johnny Gregoric, and he's obviously an excellent runner. And Runner's World reports that he broke the record. 4:06 miles, awfully good, and to do it wearing blue jeans is super cool.
Yeah.
So. Now, sadly, I hate to report that a guy did this in corduroys, and he exploded.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
His crotch caught on fire. And just,
Ooh.
see, it smelled like a barbecue.
Oh, man.
It's just immolated.
Detail
corduroys.
is awful, man.
Yeah. Gold Bond was the sponsor, and they were humiliated.
I bet. Yeah, they usually put out those fires.
But this guy
The
ran
important
it.
thing is that Tom is having a good time.
Yes.
I think right now. That's the important thing.
Just letting Pat get tuned up over there.
I've been tuned up for an hour.
That's just sitting there waiting for you.
Fastest mile in jeans. They call it the Jordache. Okay, what do you got, Pat?
Denim pants. Put on my 501s and took a chance. Ran a mile the quickest ever seen. Oh, look at me, yeah. The fastest in blue jeans.
Neil Diamond it up a little bit.
Will you shut up and let him sing?
Guy.
Please?
Holy some.
Not even the chair.
But denim chafes. You'll get a case of swamp, but it's not safe. Thighs rubbed together, I think my groin's on fire. Hey, I'm no liar. I'm the fastest in blue jeans, babe. Running in jeans. Running in jeans makes a sound as I burst at the seams. Got stuck in my fly, I'll give buttons a try. Here we go! I don't mean to gush. You try breaking this record, David Rush. Grow a pair and try to outrun me, and you'll see I'm the fastest in blue jeans, Dave.
That's so
Poor
nice.
Pat. That wasn't even fun for him. I
No,
can
it
tell
wasn't.
No.
He didn't even enjoy
It was a
performing.
20-minute setup.
He was like he was singing in a minefield.
All he was,
He was just
worried
waiting
about.
for
Exactly.
something else to go
He
on.
couldn't enjoy it.
Yep, couldn't.
That was great,
concentrate.
Pat. Bringing in David
was
Rush
great.
is brilliant. Pat asked me earlier this week, make sure to tell me to Neil Diamond it up.
Oh,
I don't think he meant. You mean while he's singing it?
Yes.
No,
Well, no, probably
I meant
not.
before.
But I mean, I was.
Okay.
I was reminding him because I think Chick's too modest to report that he does one of the greatest Neil Diamond.
Pat's Neil Diamond is fine. It doesn't need to be, hey, everyone, we're doing a Neil Diamond impression while Pat's
Yeah.
singing. I don't think people need to have that said to them.
Oh, that's because
But you think they do.
Pat, yes or no? Did you ask me to help to remind you to Neil Diamond it up?
The truth is, I did, because sometimes the first time I did it, I really wasn't in character. I said, "Hey, remind me to Neil Diamond it up before the."
Your
the
natural
show.
speaking voice actually sounds a lot like
Yeah,
that.
I do have a. Yeah, I do sound like
Praising the word booby.
booby.
Yeah, that
What?
Neil Diamond famously uses the word booby on his
He
live
does?
album. Yes.
All I got to
absolutely.
tell you is we better do this song like every day because the clock is up on Mr. Diamond. He's 79. He was born in 41.
Don't say
I'll
bad things
be
about Neil.
20 years.
I'm just saying.
Come on, live forever, Neil. He's great. He is terrific.
Early Neil, yeah.
Not all of. He's just
No,
great.
no. You don't-
I love it.
Really? You don't bring me flowers? You want to hear that?
That's a great song.
What?
I don't know if I know that one.
Bring me flowers.
You don't bring me
anymore.
flowers.
Didn't he do it with Barbara Streisand?
Yeah. Then
Streisand and Diamond together?
They just complain back and forth.
No, it was Streisand Redford together.
sorry.
Boy, that's one of the most New York things you've ever heard.
That's an actual quote.
Yeah, I know.
That was said. It was said by, and I can actually improve on this. I was walking through my dorm in college, and there was a red-haired woman named Audrey. That's her name. And Audrey, I'm not kidding, ladies. I'm sure you'll back me up on this. I don't know why she did it, but she would roll her hair in huge coffee cans.
You had to straighten it.
I mean, gigantic coffee cans.
Wow.
That was a big deal.
So it would look like she had this sort of aura of giant coffee cans, and with her red hair, and she was not necessarily what would be considered traditionally attractive
I see.
by anyone.
Oh, okay.
And
All right. That's-
very thick New York, and I can remember her going, Streisand and Redford together?
The way we were.
Which was the poster for The Way We Were.
Had to be, yeah.
I can see it I close my eyes and I see it. There she was in her bathrobe in the hallway and on the phone.
Jesus.
Yeah, people gave Woody Allen a hard time for casting himself against beautiful women. Nobody ever points the finger at Streisand. You think you can get Redford? You kidding me?
Hey, she's married to James Brolin. He's a handsome
Well,
fella.
he needed
Long in the
something.
tooth.
Bless his heart. He's muttering somewhere in a corner.
She's supposed to be really funny.
Funny.
Yes, a friend of mine worked for her and said she's hilarious.
Gotta be insufferable.
Well, who knows? I'm just saying. He knows or you don't, so who knows?
You're right. You are right.
Now, Pat, I probably should have told you that when you try to Neil Diamond it up, you realize you're up against Chick McGee, who is the great.
He does do a good job.
Just as I hit my head that one
a
summer.
great Neil
I thought that
Diamond.
was Neil Diamond.
Go ahead, just give me a sample.
What?
Oh, come on, don't be shy.
I am, I said. I fixed my hair.
To no one there.
Why don't you do it?
Because
Why don't you do it all? Why don't you talk and say, and then Chick says, and then say what I say, and then just go through everybody? Because that's what you want to do.
All right, now, Pat, you play the guitar. Ace, you come in with It's Time. Chick, you...
All right, you say, I think
And
that's
Josh,
perfect. That's
Josh,
a
you eat pizza and masturbate.
That's a great
Josh, you do
idea.
Rosie the Man. Wade.
That will
Tom
be the most wonderful day on the air for you. And you'll say, wow, did you hear the show? Boy, it was great, wasn't it? Oh, was it?
All
Okay.
Tom all the time.
Okay, what have you got over there? You have anything interesting in sports?
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, who I always wonder what life is like on Mr. Silver's home planet.
Well, yeah, you've nailed it. He is an alien trying to be a person.
He is at
trying
least
to fit in as
a
a human
Venusian, yes. Hall of Famer player Wes Unseld, one of the most consequential players of his era. He died yesterday at age 74. A series of health challenges. He spent his entire 13-season playing career with the Washington Bullets Wizards franchise. They won the NBA title, their only title with Unseld. And then he was coach and general manager. The team was based in Baltimore, of course, the Baltimore Bullets, when he was drafted. He and his wife, Connie, opened the Unseld School in that city in 1978. So he did continues to do a lot of great things for that area. The college football season opener between Notre Dame and Navy, who has someone in the Navy named Davy eating gravy.
He probably will be for life.
That's right. The football game has been moved out of Ireland. See, now what? This is my confusion.
Why are you in Ireland anyway?
No, but I made fun of Billy Joel and Navy and Davy and Gravy, and you said, stop it, he's an amazing person, a wonderful performer.
Great artist.
And then you dive in, and all of a sudden it's okay to laugh. Can you help me?
It's one of his weaker lyrics. It's a shame.
College football season opener, Christy, between Notre Dame and Navy. They moved it out of Ireland because of the pandemic, of course. The Fighting Irish. And
where are they going to go where there's no pandemic? Have they been reading at all about this thing?
They were
New Zealand.
They were scheduled to meet in Dublin on August 29th, but instead will seek to play at the Naval Academy during the Labor Day weekend.
Gotcha.
The decision to move the venue came after discussions between the Irish government, they have no idea what Notre Dame is, or let alone college football, and medical authorities and the leadership teams at Navy and Notre Dame. Hey, here's something from Roger Goodell for yesterday. All 32, listen to me. Okay. I know you're going to have questions. All 32 NFL teams have been told. We clear on that so far?
Yeah.
Commissioner Goodell, they hold their training camps at their home facilities this summer because of the pandemic.
Now, many do already, right?
Many.
I think the majority
don't, right? The majority do already,
okay.
Yes. Most NFL teams do stay at their training complexes year-round, but like Dallas, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Buffalo, among those that stage training camps elsewhere. The Cowboys and the Steelers are scheduled for the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio on August 6th, which is right around the corner.
I'm guessing there won't be any joint practices?
I don't think so, and we'll be the first two teams to report late July. Dallas usually trains in, I'm guessing, a beautiful city, but not that great on a name, Oxnard, California.
I always kind of liked that
Oxnard?
name. Oxnard, yeah.
Oxnard. Hey, Oxnard. Nothing?
Isn't that where the Strawberry Festival is?
Aren't those Rocky Mountain oysters?
Hang on a second. All of a sudden, I'm back in love with Tom. Go, baby.
No, see, that's dry sand. That's dry sand.
Yeah.
How can you not love that?
Yeah, I may like this song, too.
That's Neil and Barbara.
It sounds very passionate.
It's great.
Babe,
You know,
I'm sitting on my balls.
Booby.
Is
that the lyric there?
I think it is. I think originally that's how they sing it in warm-up.
That's some high-quality writing.
More sports coming up, kids.
Okay.
All right.
Josh, I want you to help me with this one. We've been telling everybody that with Father's Day just around the corner, a lot of people are making huge mistakes. They're getting their dad that painted rock that says "World's Best Dad," or those things where the metal balls, you pull one this way and it does that physics experiment. That's
the Newton's cradle, yeah.
I love that.
That's good for minutes of fun a year. No, steaks, what the man wants, and Omaha Steaks is the place to go because you pick up that phone, you get this done, and all of a sudden the steaks arrive and they're ready to rock. Steaks, hot dogs, and more. Tell me about it, Josh.
That's exactly exactly right. Last night, I'm going to brag here a little bit.
Go, man, go.
I opened up the Omaha Steaks, pulled out some of those bacon-wrapped fillets, grilled them up.
Whipped it out.
Oh, boy. I had 2 of them, I'm not ashamed to say.
Oh, there you go.
Omaha Steaks right now offering Bob and Tom Show listeners access to a variety of amazing packages, perfect for old dad. Send them this Father's Day. Go to omahasteaks.com, enter the code BTS into the search bar. You'll see all the great options. Many include free shipping and, oh boy, free 1-pound package of their perfectly cured, incredibly thick applewood smoked steak cut bacon. If that's not poetry to your ears.
Steak cut bacon.
Yeah, just incredible. Did I not say it clear enough?
No, I'm just repeating it out loud. I could use some with some eggs right now.
Oh, my gosh. Omaha Steaks has a variety of Father's Day packages.
He can't help himself.
That include world-famous Omaha Steaks, naturally aged at least 21 days for tenderness and hand-carved to perfection. Burgers, franks, sausages. I like to say Omaha Steaks is not, they don't sell hot dogs. They sell gourmet franks, all right?
That's right.
These things put hot dogs to shame. They're perfect for grilling. Premium poultry and pork cut by Omaha Steaks butchers, individually sealed for freshness and flavor. Tasty, easy-to-make side dishes, one-step family meals, artisan desserts. Oh, they've got it all. Make Father's Day simple this year. Send Dad the gift he really wants. Perfectly aged Omaha Steaks. Get free shipping and free steak cut bacon with select packages. Visit omahasteaks.com. Type BTS into that search bar and get the best Father's Day gifts today for old dad. Omaha Steaks. Yeah, they're just wonderful.
Steak cut bacon. Oh, yeah. When Ace looks at an Omaha steak, he goes, "It's time." Father's Day, don't forget it. You can do that right now. omahasteaks.com. We're coming right back. We've got what in sports?
Stuff.
Okay, good. That'll bring them. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
For a complete copy of the Bob and Tom Show contest rules, go to bobandtom.com/contest-rules or just scroll down to the...
Hey, it's Josh. Just getting ready to do some yard work. I wanted to tell you real quick about bobandtomstore.com. My gosh, it's the place for you or the biggest Bob and Tom fan you know to check out some of our wares. We've got sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, the whole kit and caboodle, as they say. And, I think it's a great place to, buy gifts, get a few, just check it out. bobandtomstore.com. That's HTTPS, // So check it out, bobandtomstore.com. It's real easy. Just type into your computer, HTTPS : / bobandtomstore.com /. My gosh, you'll find everything you might want at that site there.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. This is Bob and Tom's program, 24/7.
Hey, everybody. Mark Allison with you on Bob and Tom 24/7. Rolling through a Wednesday. Yes, we've made it to June 3rd. Jessica Alsman on the way, our resident geek. We'll also catch up with our comedian relationship expert, Allie Breen, and comedian Dave Dyer, all on the way on a Wednesday, coming up right after this on Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee from the CrazyCockWine.com Sports Desk. This is your Bob and Tom Sports Update. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says Hall of Fame player Wes Unseld, one of the most consequential players of his era. Unseld died yesterday at age 74 from what his family says was a series of health challenges. He spent his entire 13-season playing career with the Washington Bullets Wizards franchise, then was its coach and general manager. The college football season opener between Notre Dame and Navy has been moved out of Ireland because of the pandemic. The Fighting Irish and midshipmen were scheduled to meet in Dublin on August 29th, but instead will seek to play at the Naval Academy during the Labor Day weekend. The decision to move the venue came after discussions between the Irish government, medical authorities, and the leadership teams at Navy and Notre Dame. And all 32 NFL teams have been told by Commissioner Roger Goodell to hold training camps at their home facilities this summer because of the pandemic. Most NFL teams stay at their training complexes year-round, but Dallas, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, and Buffalo are among those that stage training camps elsewhere. The Cowboys and Steelers scheduled for a Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio on August 6th, and will be the first 2 teams to report in late July. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and
The
Tom.
coronation of Queen Elizabeth II took place.
Whore.
We'll find a joke.
We'll find a joke. We don't need
So
one.
Josh doesn't have a joke either. Do you have any witty polio stuff you want to throw out
Can
there?
you imagine if...
The great Charlie Watts, drummer for the Stones, born in this state in 1941.
Still at it.
They wouldn't let him in the Who because they were concerned about Abbott and Costello stuff.
Oh, sure. Who? What?
Watts on drum.
Who?
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Bob.
And this is Tom. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
24/7.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
A tradition unlike any other.
Oh, God.
The Masturbators. This weekend on CBS.
My father wrote his own pornography.
That's true. His father
in
did.
longhand on a legal pad.
Did you find that when he was still alive? Or
Yes,
after
I
the
found
fact?
it when he was still alive.
Did you ever? Did you read it? Ever read it?
I read it.
Did you
Was
ever
it
use it?
Good?
Yes. Oh, excellent.
Was it?
Who would have thought?
Heck yeah.
What kind of scenarios were they? Can you
A
elaborate?
lot of
with it?
hitchhiking. 647 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
A lot of numbers to remember here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Christy is number 1 in our hearts. And she has the weather forecast.
Q95, Fox 59 weather. We'll have partly cloudy skies early afternoon, thunderstorms, high 90. Scattered storms overnight, low 70. Morning storms tomorrow, then cloudy and a high of 85. 70 now.
So I shouldn't wash my car?
No.
Okay. Welcome back. It's the Bob and Tom Show. Do it by color.
Of
Perfect.
Chairs.
okay.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Josh Arnold is in the orangeinsoles.com
That's right.
sidekick chair.
It's the brightest chair.
Oh.
Pat, is that a black chair? I can't see.
Black chair. It's
Okay, then
Everybody else's chair's black.
Yep.
What a stupid thing to do. That was Chick McGee objecting to our roster countdown here.
I'm at the crazycockwine.com sports desk.
That's correct. Christy's at the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. This is Tom speaking. And let's see, the OmahaSteaks.com Ace Cosby joke of the day. Chair is occupied by Ace Cosby, of course. And when that phone rings, it'll be the track phone hotline. We're ready to rock back in sports with Chick McGee.
Let's see. Last week we heard about the capture of an alleged spy in India. And now, of course, you remember it was a pigeon.
Yes.
Well, good news, kids. India has freed the alleged spy pigeon.
Oh.
How is this sport? Pigeon racing, I guess. Right?
That's right. It's
the bird had been captured after flying across the contentious border between India and Pakistan. The pigeon's owner, a Pakistani fisherman identified as Habibullah, said it's just...
I'll give it a little effort.
Habibullah. I'm trying. It's the first time I've ever seen it. Habibullah. How about that?
Is it Mr. Habibullah?
It says...
Oh, no. What would it be?
It says Habibullah.
It just says Habibullah.
It's just an innocent bird.
That sounds like a song by... What was that one? Chumbawamba. What was that song?
Chumbawamba.
Oh, yeah.
I get knocked down and I can't
And I get up again.
Habibullah. That's a great word. Be a good song.
Habibullah?
Habibullah, I love you so.
You know what? I'm sold. Yeah. Love it. Habibullah, what you doing today?
It's
Habibullah, won't you come my way?
Yeah, it's just like a cool nonsense word. Sadly, it's this guy's name. But,
Habibullah says...
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's just an innocent bird, adding that the numbers on the pigeon's leg that concerned Indian officials were just his phone number. Well, that's upsetting.
Oh, boy. They don't have Tinder over there?
I may have given you the wrong story because I have one of yours right here. I apologize.
Shailendra, is this
so that really isn't a sports story?
I don't think
Is this
so.
a news story?
I don't know.
Well, son of a bitch.
Well, here's the thing.
Shailendra Mishra, a senior police official in Indian-administered Kashmir. Boom.
That was more Barney Miller.
Oh, yeah, it was kind of boodle-doodle.
Was that supposed to be Led Zeppelin's Kashmir?
No, it is Kashmir. Yeah, that's absolutely Kashmir.
No, it's not. That's Barney Miller.
Well, that would be
Changing gears. See the difference. After getting stranded in Alaska for 3 months, we've tossed the pigeon story aside.
Yes, thank God.
No, I think it's an important story.
Oh, really?
Pigeon racing is huge in that part of the world.
The pigeon was set free back in May after nothing suspicious was found.
But we had the story last week that they arrested this pigeon.
Yeah.
Because they thought it was a spy, that it's some kind of code for some kind of attack or something, and it turns out it was just this guy's phone
number.
That's weird.
So, yeah, but we had the story last week. It's important to do follow-ups. So we know that this
pigeon.
Now, the best part of the story is that did you read the bottom where it says that they don't know if the pigeon flew home or not?
Oh.
What do you mean?
They just let it go. So they didn't.
It's unclear where the pigeon where the pigeon was released and whether it flown back.
He's not going back there.
Usually in these spy cases, they do a trade.
I'd hide out.
Right.
Yeah. Typically.
What if you were a super spy and you got traded for a pigeon? That would be.
No, I think it'd be more like some kind of a chicken dinner or.
What?
What? I'm sorry. What are you saying?
I think that'd be more likely.
I can't.
Spy pigeon sounds kind of like a Disney film.
Didn't they just have a movie where Will Smith turned into a pigeon? And he was like a spy? Spies in disguise?
Is that it?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Well, but that's really not a sports story.
Sorry, my fault.
After getting stranded in Alaska for 3 months, this year's Iditarod winner finally returned home to Norway. Musher, that's Norway for musher. Musher, Thomas Werner, won the annual sled dog race back in March, but the pandemic, of course, travel restrictions prevented him from leaving the United States. The 47-year-old managed to catch a flight out of Alaska yesterday on board a DC-6 aircraft, historic airliner bound for the Museum of Aviation History in Sola, Norway. And don't cheat yourself. Take the family. Werner's fellow passengers included 24 dogs, 16 of his own, and 8 that had been left behind by another competitor. Who leaves their dogs
That
behind?
stuff can get a little rough.
Oh, man.
I'm envisioning a Disney movie made out of this, but here's what I'm seeing. At the end of the movie, the whole thing is about this guy being stranded, and there's all kinds of fun stuff with his dogs. Somehow a pack of dogs has to be pulling the plane.
Right.
as at the very end.
So it lands like just shy of the runway or something, and
they have to
the
get
terrain is
the dogs start pulling the plane, and then
So you're not doing the reindeer thing. They're flying
the
through
dogs
the air
are
with
pulling
dogs.
the plane just to get it started, and then all of a sudden the engines pop on, and sadly one of the dogs goes flying through the props.
He said
wait a second.
he's been home. He hasn't been home for quite a while, and he's anxious to return to his wife, 5 children, and 35 other dogs. He's going to miss the tranquil calmness of being out in the wilderness with just his 8 dogs, I guess, or whatever it is. 6 dogs, 24 dogs.
I want to remind you of a couple things.
What's that?
The Bob and Tom Show is available in lots of different ways. And most of our radio stations that we're on take the time and trouble to stream it. So you can listen to it on your phone or whatever.
Great.
Or ask Alexa or Siri to help you out in finding the show. We certainly appreciate it. You can reach us at Bob and Tom. It's Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. Or you can text us, Josh. Do you want to explain how that works?
Sure. The text number is 888-262-8661. I get 69 cents per text that
You
comes
get
in.
nothing?
You will hear from my lawyers.
Okay. Now, I bring this up because we'd love to hear from you. Yesterday, we were talking about Josh's incident where he wet the bed with a woman.
With a woman? You squirted urine out of a woman?
No. No, he didn't. He was intoxicated and fell asleep and woke up in a pool of his own urine.
Yeah.
We have received
ne'er-do-well move.
so much mail about this. This has happened to so many people.
Good.
So many different circumstances.
Glad I'm not alone here.
You're not alone.
We'll review some of those
people have
exploits.
brought up a point that you jettisoned your underwear at one point, Tom, because you'd
I did. I have to jettison my underwear.
gone to the bathroom.
I have to, like you've done it more than once?
No, I had to at one
in a
time.
major transaction type of way. You had to jettison your underwear.
During a personal appearance with
Yes.
Bob, and something went terribly wrong.
Oh, boy, I'll say.
Yeah.
You're an adult. You know that? You can't organize
It's in a DJ
bowel
booth.
movement.
A little more information. When we come back, we can explore
More
whatever
ways to
you
kill
want.
chipmunks, too, in sports.
Okay. And we have
You started it.
I know, and I
something
regret
called
it.
a sneezing fetish in the news.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, baby.
It's allergy season. Might as well get right to it. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Stay tuned. Who knows who will be next on the Bob and Tom Track Phone Hotline? This is the Bob and Tom Show. Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, head on over to Bob and Tom's YouTube channel and subscribe today. It doesn't cost a thing, and you can be watching Bob and Tom tonight, Friday, Monday, you name it, even Wednesday. That's right, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. It's Bob and Tom Tonight. 20 minutes of video highlights from today's Bob and Tom Show tonight. Now, we run that on the Bob and Tom YouTube channel. Head on over there today. Hit the subscribe button. Won't cost you a penny. You'll be subscribed up, hooked up. We'll let you know when we drop those onto Bob and Tom's YouTube channel. And you can be watching the archives, the highlights, everything on YouTube with the Bob and Tom Show. You were listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. Protests were largely peaceful and the nation's streets calmer than they have been in days since the killing of George Floyd set off demonstrations that at times brought violence and destruction, along with pleas to stop police brutality and injustice against African Americans. There were scattered reports of looting in New York City overnight, and as of Wednesday morning, there had been over 9,000 arrests nationwide since the unrest began. Minnesota has launched a civil rights investigation of the Minneapolis Police Department in hopes of forcing widespread changes following the death of George Floyd. Governor Tim Walz and the Minnesota Department of Human Rights announced the filing of the formal complaint yesterday. The governor and the Human Rights Commissioner said they hope to reach agreement with the city to identify short-term ways to address the police department's history of racial discrimination and use the investigation to find long-term solutions for systematic change. And a few months ago, relatively few of us outside the corporate world knew of Zoom. Now, the video conferencing site is so popular, Zoom's become a verb to many of us. That rock star status reflected in its latest financial numbers. Revenue for Zoom's first quarter more than doubled from a year ago, reaching $328 million. That's a $27 million profit compared to just $198,000 a year ago. The numbers even surpass analysts' high expectations. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Hi, man, this is Donnie Baker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Last call, announced the barkeep, and then their eyes did meet. Betty the bearded lady and Tom the 4-inch freak. No relation to you, Tom. Tom lowered his voice and made a pass. What are you doing later? Betty thought as she stroked her beard. Nothing, sweet potato. People pointed, jokes were made, but it fell on 4 deaf ears. Tom thrust his tiny shoulders back and ignored the painful jeers. Betty, he said, the world can be such a cruel, unfeeling place. She said, I know, my little pumpkin, and kissed his tiny face. She carried him through the parking lot to the woods that lay beyond. Never before had either felt such an instant common bond. Betty, he said, gazing down at his tiny platform shoe. Tonight I would like nothing more than to make sweet love to you. She said, I'm a virgin. He said, so am I. She said, don't you think that's weird? He said, not really. I'm 4 inches tall and, you know, you got the beard. She pressed him tight against her bosom. He inhaled her perfumed air. He covered her neck with tiny hickeys and stroked her facial hair. The moonlight danced off his cowboy hat. She giggled and she swayed. She undid his tiny rhinestone belt. A cricket looked away. She set him down, unzipped her dress, still tipsy from the booze. She tripped, pulling off her panties, and crushed him with her shoes. Bearded Betty never married. Her mistake sure took its toll. She still owns that pair of shoes, and Tom's still in her soul.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Not on air, online, all the time.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Where are you from, by the way?
Patterson, from Patterson, New Jersey.
Oh, sure. That's famous.
Yeah, you know, small.
Sure.
Thugged out town. You know, it's tiny. So small, we used to get robbed by people we knew.
That's small.
People like, stick them up. I'm like, Andre? I'm going to tell your mother, man. By the way, how is Aunt Carol? How's she doing? I'll come home for dinner. Oh, yeah.
And the sign said anybody caught trespassing will be shot on sight. So I jumped over the fence and yelled at the house, hey, what gives...
7:01 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Well, thank you very much, Chick McGee. Now, let's see. I look to my right and I see Christy Lee behind the glass, and she's got the weather forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Today we'll have partly cloudy skies, early afternoon thunderstorms, and a high of 90. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms, low 70. We start the day with thunderstorms in the morning, but then cloudy skies and 85 on Thursday. Right now, 70.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee. The Bob and Tom After Party starts at 10 with some great classic rock. I also want to remind you that you can train Alexa to help you out. If you're at home, don't have a real radio, you can get Alexa to be your radio for you. Or Siri. Say, hey, Alexa, play the Bob and Tom Show. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Let's see, Ace Cosby's over there. That's Chick. That's Josh. I'm Tom. We're in the big room. And behind the glass, we have Christy Lee. She's in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom.
Chipmunk killer?
I am not. I'm just telling you what my neighbor did.
Mr. Godwin is over there as we celebrate Neil Diamond Day today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we'll get to, you got another Neil Diamond tribute for us?
I used to do Neil Diamond in my act the first year of my act, yeah.
Really? Oh, can we dredge some of that up?
If you'd like, yeah.
I'd like that.
All right.
Very much.
How about, words are funny. Why don't we say, bring some stuff back instead of drag it up or whatever. dredge it up or whatever.
We're mud at the bottom of a river.
Let's
buried in silt.
Let's reanimate that death, shall we?
At the bottom of a sack, maybe.
The sands of time have covered it up.
But first,
oh, this is so good.
This is me on drums, by the way.
There are I'm not so sure. Oh, so what's going on over there?
And so, to bring you up to date on life at in my home where I play with my toys in my compound, there's a chipmunk that has drawn first blood in the garage. I think
he's living in there?
Evidently. He doesn't want to leave. I saw him yesterday. I pulled in, and there he was where my car was parked, just sitting there out in the open, blatantly.
Do you have food in there? Do you have dog food?
No, I don't know. If he's eating old shirts, maybe. I don't know. So Christy said the other day,
drown the bastard.
I did not say that. I said I know of a treatment, if you will.
Yeah, a plank up into a bucket with water.
Basically.
Explain this to me. How does it work now?
You put a bucket with water in it.
Right.
And you put a little ramp up.
Right.
And then you have a little, I don't know, flange-like thing that you put peanut butter on. So he runs up there, and when he hits it, obviously the weight of the chipmunk drops him into the water.
So it's kind of a teeter-totter death.
That's exactly right.
It's kind of like a dunk tank, but you die.
That reminds me of that one MASH episode where Frank's trying to kill the mice because they're spreading fever or something. And he builds this contraption. He goes, the mouse goes into the box, and there's this arm that swings down and taps him on the shoulder. And he goes, he turns around to see who wants him. And the hammer comes down and hits him in the head. Anyway,
my neighbor employed that tactic because we were having a very bad chipmunk problem.
Well, now we've got other remedies for chipmunks. This is from Vanessa. I've never heard of Chrissy's method, but I've seen another one where you take a bucket and float bird seed over the water. The chipmunk walks the plank, sees all the seed, and dives in, she says. There you go.
Oh, boy.
So it's the same principle.
Right.
Yeah,
Same,
still drowning, yeah.
Same, but still drowning.
Poor little guys.
Again, paintball gun. Fun, sporting.
Does it kill them?
No, it just stuns them.
Okay, if you could sit in your garage, or I guess I'd sit in the driveway, shooting into the garage. If you could hit a chipmunk with a paintball gun, you're very good.
Very good.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's sporting and it's fun.
They're tiny and they run really fast.
And we can't zip by this. We were talking about Notre Dame and Navy having to move their football game, the college football season opener, out of Ireland. Someone wanted to remind me that the Irish only use 239 beans in their bean soup because one more bean would make it too fiery.
That is very.
Take that knowledge with you as you take on the day. I hope you're laughing wherever you are. And finally, in sports this morning, stupid world record. Too farty. Canadian company is officially set. Keep your eye on Josh. Officially set the Guinness World Record for the largest fishing lure.
Does it actually have to catch a fish?
A company called...
At least has to lure them.
Yeah, you would think.
Thompson Pallister Bait Company Limited, the manufacturers of...
I got to look this up.
Len Thompson Lures, created a fishing lure that measures 40 feet, 5.5 inches.
Oh,
right.
come on. That's a statue. That's not a lure.
Nearly 25 feet long.
If you're out there in the boat and that thing starts a bobbing, be careful what you reel in.
Right.
You're going to get the Loch Ness Monster.
This is nearly 25 feet longer than the previous record of 15 feet, 6.72 inches.
It's all fun and games till you catch something.
You're not going to catch anything on that.
How do you know?
Of course not.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
We should all go fishing. Have a fishing show.
Need a bigger
love
fish.
fishing. I love fishing.
Yeah.
I don't like the...
Oh, this is so good.
You don't touch the bait?
I don't like the worms.
The first thing that comes up for world's largest fishing lure
Yes.
Yes.
is a review. 1 star from this person who went to visit the world's largest fishing lure.
Give it 1 star.
Well, what do you expect?
This is 1 star. It was stupid. I hated it, and I thought it was the most boring thing I did.
Oh, boy.
So he sat down and wrote about it.
Now, this person says, another 1 star, it requires a pass to enter, and the lure is not here.
What?
What? Hey, it's, now
Bait and switch. Literally. I'm looking at a picture of it. It's a giant lure.
Well, yeah. It's like a giant rocking chair.
Got the triple hook on it.
Have you seen it? Have you been to the giant rocking chair?
No, I passed on that.
Where is that?
Where is that?
Now, the point is, we have a tribute.
In front of a Cracker Barrel, I would think.
I bet it
The
is.
world's biggest fishing lure. And once again, it's, 40 feet?
Record-breaking lure erected in May of last year at the Len Thompson Pond in Lacombe. I'm guessing Illinois. That sounds like Illinois. I don't know why. Or this says a Canadian company, so I'm not sure where Lacombe is.
I'm guessing Canada. Be my...
In the back pocket.
No, go ahead. Play what you want to there. You're going to come back limping. Okay, go ahead. Play whatever song you want.
Well, it's a song about fishing.
Oh.
And instead of lures, you use, of course, you use fishing worms.
Oh, no.
Okay, here we go. Fishing worms, fishing worms. Everybody's wishing they had fishing worms. Find them in the garden, turn over a rock, slip them in your sandwich, put them in your sock. That's fishing worms, fishing worms. Well, my big sister, she don't like my fishing worms. Big ones, little ones, they scare her to death. She was making chocolate shake, I dropped a couple in the blender. Now she's sitting around with bated breath from eating fishing worms. Fishing worms. Everybody's wishing they had fishing worms. Do your English homework, underline a word, circle direct object, and transitive verb with a fishing worm. Fishing worm. Wrap them around a corkscrew, twist them in some twine, take them to the health spa so they can unwind. That's fishing worm. Fishing worm. Fishing worm. Well, I like doing everything you can think about the fishing worms. Cushy ones. The ones that wiggle and squish. There's only one thing I don't like doing with fishing worms. And that is, of course, to catch fish. I hate them fishing worms. Fishing worms. Everybody's wishing they had fishing worms. Find them in the backyard, underneath some leaves. Make them little dresses. Just leave off the sleeves. That's fishing worm. Fishing worm. Fishing worm. Fishing worm. Fishing worm.
Fishing worms. just leave off the
that
sleeves.
song.
Thank you, Haywood.
The world's largest lure is 40 feet, 5.5 inches, nearly 25 feet longer than the previous record. And company co-owner Brad Pallister said, if this inspires just one more person to pick up a fishing rod, take their kids out, or visit our town, we have done well.
Okay.
We visit their town. We don't know where it is.
Well, as Tom Snottily said, it's Lacombe, Canada, I bet. Jerk is what he said.
Well,
So-
when the opening line of the story is a Canadian company.
Well, you don't know. They might have a manufacturer here. Lacombe, Josh, the world's largest fishing lure.
Yes.
I could look it up, but I'm lazy.
I could look it up, but I don't want to.
You know why they call it Lacombe?
Why?
Yes, I do.
Because it's in the back pocket.
Use it in La Hair.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
The back pocket, that's right, Pat. I forgot that.
Here's a photograph of the world's largest fishing lure.
And?
Is there a person beside it?
No, it's way up high in the air, and
So there's no.
There looks to be a Lacoma, Oregon.
Is it like a fly fishing lure? Is it
it's
is
yellow
it gummy?
with,
Is it
yellow
what is it?
with diamonds on it. So
sounds classy.
Giant hook. Well, it's fun. So there you go. And any excuse to play a little bit of fishing worms, why not go for it?
Do you think? How long do you think you and I?
There it is. Yeah.
You and I, Tom, could go out and fish. How long do you think we'd
Tom couldn't
last?
stand still long enough.
I've done my share of fishing.
In the last 10 years.
I think I got a bite.
You know what I got in my garage right now?
What?
2 brand new fishing rods.
And how often have you used them?
I just got them, and I bought them.
Why is that?
Because my girls want to go fishing.
Cool.
So we're going to go
It's in
fishing.
Alberta, Canada, if you want to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They said,
Right again.
Daddy. They said, Daddy, can we go fishing? They said that.
I bet they did.
Tom's hired a couple TV guys to.
Ain't buying it.
Okay, $10,000. You and me get in the car, and if there aren't 2 fishing rods,
No,
in a
I
brand
believe
new
that.
package in my garage.
You don't
floor.
have any proof that they said, Daddy, I want to go fishing. They probably were sitting around trying to enjoy themselves by themselves. And
Little
you came
kids
over.
always want to go
No,
fishing.
they want to go fishing. They're
Who
very
wants to go
excited
fishing?
about it.
So when are you going this weekend? This
Yeah,
weekend?
I've already found the spot and everything.
Cool.
Talked to some people.
Oh, you got the
Talk
spot?
to some people.
Yeah,
huh?
you got a night.
Go to a pay lake so you
night-
can make sure they get fish.
No.
You fish with dynamite now. There's a fishing
I
experience.
got a good spot. Just the night crawlers. I found out where to get them. I'm very excited.
Are you going to teach them to hook them?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think they're going to care for that.
Diggy Dick and I went out. He likes a dough ball. He has a
Yeah.
recipe for a dough ball.
That's right. I chum the water with Cheetos, and then
Catfish hit these dough balls. They love them.
Do you use gloves when you're fishing?
no.
I was looking at Tom. But
I have it in the past, but now that
You
mention it.
you have baited a hook.
you pick up a worm and
Of
put it on a
course.
hook.
Yes.
Rammed
With
the
no
We
gloves
used to
on.
rent the boats at Louis Kleinhance's on Round Lake
All
right.
in Crooked Lake, Michigan.
How do you make fishing sound pretentious? I don't understand you.
Old wooden boats. Oh, it was the
Yes,
best.
the same Kennedy had.
At this point, I want to talk about Father's Day and the perfect gift. And again, we've been talking about this, and this is the time to do it. It's of course Omaha steaks. Your dad would love to get a nice box full of steaks and great meat. Josh, help me here.
Well, we all know Omaha steaks, perfectly aged, tender steaks. They're going to arrive to your dad right at his door, fresher than fresh. That's right.
Holy moly.
Yum, 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 yum.
Right
yum,
now,
yum, yum.
Omaha Steaks offering Bob and Tom Show listeners access to a variety of amazing packages, perfect for old Pop. Send them to them. Go to omahasteaks.com, enter the code BTS into the search bar. You'll see all the great options available, many which include free shipping and, oh my gosh, I can't get over this, a free 1-pound package of their perfectly cured, incredibly thick applewood smoked steak cut bacon.
Wow.
Now, if you plan this right, you could get the package at your place, open it up, remove the steak cut bacon, and then take it over to your dad's house.
It's like when you were a kid and you bought your dad a baseball cap, and he goes, I can't fit this. Maybe you could have it. And
there you
You
go.
could just have part of it, or you could cook them for your dad.
Right now, Omaha Steaks has a variety of Father's Day packages, which include world-famous Omaha steaks, naturally aged at least 21 days for tenderness, hand-carved to perfection. They have burgers, sausages, oh my gosh, those gourmet franks, which we all love, perfect for grilling. Premium poultry and pork cut by Omaha Steaks butchers, individually sealed for freshness and flavor. Tasty, easy-to-make side dishes like those potatoes au gratin. One-step family meals like my favorite, meat lovers lasagna. Oh, man. Artisan desserts, those caramel apple tartlets. Throw some ice cream on those. Your dad's going to go nuts. Make Father's Day simple this year. Send Dad the gift he really wants. Perfectly aged Omaha steaks. Get free shipping and free steak cut bacon with select packages. Visit omahasteaks.com. Type BTS in the search bar for the best Father's Day gifts today. That's Omaha Steaks.
Thank you very much, Josh.
And we'll have an update coming back on the world's largest rocking chair.
All right.
And
It's a world record, baby.
I'm getting some letters about your technique for getting rid of the chipmunks, Christy.
What?
You take the bucket and you put the board and you
Well, don't give it away.
What? Go
Save
ahead.
it.
You go, okay, I'll come
All
back
right.
with it. It's very important. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, head on over to bobandtomstore.com today. For the foreseeable future, every dollar spent goes directly to feeding America. So buy now and buy often. If you have Bob and Tom fans in your life, you've all been wanting to get a hat or a T-shirt, a sweatshirt, now would be a great time to do it. Again, every dime, every penny goes to Feeding America. A lot of folks need help right now. We're just trying to do our part, and you can help out as well. Head on over there today, bobandtomstore.com.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. The wife of singer-songwriter John Prine, who died from complications of COVID-19, urged lawmakers to expand absentee voting so Tennesseans would not have to put their health at risk to exercise their right to vote. Fiona Whelan Prine, who also contracted the coronavirus, has since recovered, told a Senate panel yesterday that allowing more people to cast an absentee ballot is critical in ensuring that people would remain safe and healthy during the 2020 election. It came out last year, but the themes of racial injustice and mass incarceration raised in the movie Just Mercy still resonate. Warner Brothers will make that movie free on digital platforms. The film, starring Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx, is free through the end of June. In it, Jordan plays the founder of the Equal Justice Initiative, who helps an inmate played by Jamie Foxx. And a private zoo in the Netflix series Tiger King will be under new management. A judge in Oklahoma has flipped the zoo and the animals in it from Joe Exotic to the Big Cat Rescue Corporation. That facility is run by Carol Baskin, Exotic's rival. Exotic lost a $1 million civil judgment to Baskin, and the judge ruled that Exotic tried to transfer ownership of his facility to his mom to avoid paying the judgment against him. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Don't you wish there was a pill you could take where you could instantly be able to play the guitar? Just like Eddie Van Halen, or B.B. King, or Segovia. And each of the various styles of these different guitar players will be represented by different kinds of pills. Like, for example, let's say if you wanted to play like Eddie Van Halen, there'd be these bright red gelatin capsules you could take. And the B.B. King pills would be dark blue, and they'd be called blues. For obvious colloquial reasons. And they would ideally be washed down with a pint of early times. And the Segovia pills would be these little tiny brown pills, but they'd be the most powerful pills of all. Because he's really the best guitar player when you stop and think about it. I mean, that Spanish classical stuff's really hard to play when you're drunk. You could take one of these pills and be able to play just like the guy on the label, like for, let's say, like 3 hours. Like if you were at a party, or if you wanted to impress your girlfriend, or maybe if you wanted to impress your parents, let's say, if they were just kind of undecided about you. And you wouldn't have to suffer for your art, and you wouldn't have to pay dues, and you wouldn't have to worry about practicing all the damn time, and you wouldn't have to worry about getting screwed over by a bunch of club owners and managers, or having your gigs get downgraded to small comedy clubs. And you wouldn't have to worry about having your kids hate you and your wife leave you because you're practicing all the time, or worrying about getting arthritis or dying in a plane crash, or all the crap that goes along with getting that good. Just take one of these pills and be able to play great instantly. Wouldn't that be neat? Well, I actually happen to have one of those pills on me right now.
Cool. Really? Okay, yeah. Want some water? Okay, go ahead, swallow it.
Wow.
Eddie! On acoustic, even.
Wouldn't that be great?
7:22 on the nose at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
She's got a nose.
Yes, I do.
Teeny tiny. It matches her
Little
face.
button nose.
Let's be clear that she's completely proportional, just
Sure.
she's tiny. It's Christy Lee with the weather.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Partly cloudy early afternoon thunderstorms and then a high of 90. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms, low 70. We start the morning with thunderstorms and cloudy skies. 85 on Thursday, 70 right now.
Got some classic Bob and Tom stuff coming up on the home of classic rock Q95. Alexa, play Q95. Thank you. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Our engineer, of course, is Ace Cosby. He's at the OmahaSteaks.com joke desk, brought to you by Omaha Steaks. We've warned you. Father's Day. That's all I'm going to say. Speaking of which, we have Chick McGee across the way at the crazycockwine.com sports desk. Josh, in his post at the orangeinsoles.com sidekick chair.
Hello.
There you go. And, of course, Christy Lee at the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk.
Mm-hmm.
And we are, of course, the home of the track phone hotline, which I imagine will be ringing momentarily. Got a letter here before we move on.
Yes.
Referencing Mr. McGee, you were talking about MASH.
Yes.
And the early days of the television show MASH.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty darn good.
MASH has been off the air since '83. But living forever in reruns. This comes to us from Sherry.
Forever in reruns.
Sherry in Troy writes, "Oh my God, I'm going to read this very carefully.
Okay.
Oh my God, I love Chip's references to MASH. Apparently, he's got the best taste of anyone on the show. He knows quality entertainment."
Wow. That Chip does, yeah.
I meant chick, probably.
Yeah, bless her heart.
Like chicken.
Maybe she typed
Christy, you were talking about getting rid of chipmunks.
Yes.
Because I have a chipmunk in my garage at the compound.
So your neighbor takes a board.
I mean, I'm just telling you what he did. I did not do this.
You seem to take a little bit of glee in
No.
I guess
relating
to I don't like to kill animals.
Sprinkle bird seed in a bucket, and then you put a board in there.
Well-
The animal runs up, and then the teeter-totter effect shoves the thing into the bucket, and it drowns.
We use peanut butter.
Dear Christy.
Yes.
Yes, I would definitely go with peanut butter instead of the bird seed, because with the peanut butter, the chipmunks are dead in a jiffy. Thank you for the letter. We appreciate your help, I think, with the show. Okay. Now,
okay. Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Hey, Donnie.
Man, first of all, you guys nailed it earlier, and you was talking about Blue Jean Guy on the show.
Yeah, the guy ran a mile in blue jeans, set the world record. Is a cool guy.
Well, I'll say it like this. Back when I was playing slow pitch 4 or 5 nights a week, it never failed. Blue Jean Guy would just show up out of nowhere like John Rambo. And the older the jeans, the farther he'd hit it. I swear to God. Especially if he's wearing like prison denim. Country strong, like Buford Pusser.
Yeah.
I used to work with this Blue Jean guy. His name was Bill Ramika. Lived on 9 acres. Used to push mow all of it.
Is that right? No
I know
kidding.
Bill. I liked him.
And instead of Blue Jean Lady, Elton John should change the words to Blue Jean Guy. You know, as a tribute. And I ain't got a chipmunk problem, but spoiler alert, a deer ate my garden.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, those deers. Yeah, they're always eating my hostas.
Yeah, deers like
I no sooner planted all the seeds in the ground, I only have one of them hairy horned dicks come and chew up all my hard work.
Hairy
I don't know
horned
about the
dicks.
rest of you. Well, I'm about sick and tired of nature's creatures coming and messing things up for us humans, specifically deer. I mean, we was here first. Who do these deers think they are? Deers are always destroying everything. Like you said, Tom, your hostage.
Yeah.
You know, for me, my Dachshund B210, and now my rhubarb and beefsteak maters. I hated deer. If it's up to me, I'd make deer hunting the entire year, make bow season, 375 days a year.
Oh.
No restrictions.
Double up.
You know? I'm serious. When I took my niece Frankie with an eye and my nephew Frankie with an IE to go see Bambi at the drive-in movies last week,
Yes.
I rooted for the hunter in camo. I swear to God. Hell, I've replaced cow meat with venison in all restaurants. I mean, cows never did nothing to nobody. They just eat their grass and fart away at the ozone regularly. But these stupid deers keep chewing up, hostas, pooping on people's decks. When's the last time a random heifer kicked through somebody's picture window, they went inside and kicked the crap out of everything they owned? Never. If it was up to me, there'd be a deer tied to the hood of every car and deer heads mounted on a wall of every wood panel living room in this nation.
Oh, Donnie.
Well, that reminds me, I loved it when people have animal heads mounted around all their house. This chick I dated, this chick Missy, her grandparents had so many animal heads mounted on the walls of their house, they didn't even have room for pictures of the grandbabies, And most times you hook up with a chick and you raw dog it, you're worried about catching the clap or the herp or a case of crotch crickets. But at their house, they had so many animal heads hanging on the wall, all I could think about was how many deer ticks were probably lurking, Last thing I need is pulling out and catching Lyme's disease. I swear to God. So listen up, deers. Outside of Canadian geese, you're racing toward the top of the leaderboard. And if I ever hit Powerball, I'll be eating venison for every meal. Feeding a little Sin Woofy venison Lunchables. I'll even invent a venison breakfast cereal. I swear to God. Start every morning with a bowl of cherry doughs. Put that in your plate. I gotta go.
Cherry doughs. No.
Okay, now earlier in sports, Tom started this. He gave me a world record, as he's wont to do. And today's world record,
Stupid world
certainly
record.
stupid. The Thompson Ballister Bait Company Limited in Alberta, Canada, have come up with the largest fishing lure. It measures 40 feet and 5.5 inches, almost 25 feet longer than the previous record.
But again, I mean, if you're fishing with that thing,
You're going to catch something big.
and something tugs on it.
However,
you might want to run to a different boat.
I often do, I mused about a world's largest rocking chair.
Sure.
I had no idea. Casey, Illinois, 56.5 feet tall, made out of old telephone poles. Is this on the way to
St. Louis?
St. Louis,
Sure.
Casey, Illinois? Mm-hmm. And apparently, not only is Casey, Illinois home to the world's largest rocking chair.
Oh, they've got all kinds of things, Chicky.
They've got the world's largest wind chimes and the world's largest pitchfork.
Yeah.
I love wind chimes.
Oh, you'll love these.
I do too.
These wind chimes are over 40 feet tall, suspended.
Nice.
In
Got a story about them.
Yeah. You come up and you go, see if you can get them to.
They'll kill you. Those things fall on you.
What?
Yeah, I guess you could.
Well, anything 40 feet tall, if it fell on you, would kill you. And the pitchfork is over 60
feet. Best use of wind
feet.
chimes in a movie, Josh?
Oh, boy.
What?
I don't know. What do you think?
Body heat.
Body heat.
Body heat.
I knew it.
You're really only aware of about 4 movies.
Yep,
That's correct.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, that's a good one, though, Chick.
Yeah, it is.
Bye Bye Birdie, Body Heat, A Death at a Funeral, as we learned yesterday.
I can see like a man crushed to death by giant wind chime. Yeah, isn't that the ambient noise in many horror films?
Yeah. Yep.
Kind of wind chime thing. Now, we were talking to Donnie about deer.
Yes.
We used to go to a restaurant, a bunch of us, that had heads of animals all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, lots of every room had.
You're responsible for closing that restaurant,
Yes,
by the
he
way,
is.
and having it change owners.
That's false.
That's absolutely the truth.
I can remember when I was having lunch, and as I recall, it was a delightful salad and a feather from a dead something on the wall drifted into my lunch. So I'm with Dottie there. That can be really disturbing.
This is the restaurant where Tom looked at the female server and said, "Do you know that you look like NASCAR driver Jimmy Spencer?"
Yeah, a female. And that is no compliment.
No.
But was I correct?
Yes, but
she
you
did
don't
look like
tell people
she looked
that.
like Jimmy Spencer in a dress.
Same restaurant where Tom said to the waitress, "You have unusual looks."
Boy, oh boy.
Said she looked unusual.
You know, you don't have to have a conversation.
That didn't end well,
with
did it?
You meant exotic.
I probably worded it improperly.
Same restaurant that had the greatest broccoli cheese soup in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. and
Off the menu. He didn't like it.
He had it taken off.
Yes.
Not only don't mention it to me.
Yeah.
Take it off the
Take
menu.
it off.
They replaced it with something that was much better.
No.
Like
So everyone else loved
kind of
the
a
soup?
meaty stew.
Oh, it was such a great
Everybody
soup.
else loved it, including Bob.
Bob. It was his
Bob's
favorite soup. I think
But if this is a democracy, I ate there more. It was delightful.
Anyway,
On a serious note, by the way, and I'm going to break away from the frivolity. A friend of mine's dog just got Lyme disease.
Oh, man.
And it's really bad. I was not aware of this. And apparently, ask your vet, don't listen to me, but there's apparently a vaccine for this. So, really serious. This dog is super sick. I had no idea. So, if you live in a spot where that's a real thing, please ask your vet and protect your dogs from that. That's just awful. Really a terrible thing. So, now, back to the frivolity. Sorry, we can't. That's the track phone hotline.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, gang, it's me, Larry King, Bob and Tom, and all the ships at sea. How you doing?
You okay, Lair?
I'm doing fine. I'm coming to you live from the Quarantine King compound. Hey, by the way, Tom, I heard you talking about making that suggestion to the waitress there that she looked like Jimmy Spencer. You know, once I told a friend of ours that her new baby girl, looked like Boz Scaggs, and it never went over well either.
That's low down. Boz is a handsome man.
Nice job,
Boy,
Pat.
I know. Did I get a talking to on the way home? Anyway.
You hear what Godwin just said? That's low down.
Low down.
By the way, gang, I'm currently recovering from a severe bout of Montezuma's revenge.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was brought on by another Taco Tuesday at my place. You know that goat meat? I swear it must have been tainted. The green sheen could have been my first clue.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm working on building up my sphincter muscles, and my trainer, Raul, suggested that I started riding a unicycle.
Wow.
You guys ever ridden a unicycle?
No.
Never
It's
heard
a
of
little
it.
hard.
Well, me neither. I've tried. Here's a hint. Don't try to learn how with a case of the runs. Boy,
Man, oh,
I
man.
lost a good pair of Nikes. Yeah, from now on, I ride the whole damn bike, or I don't ride at all. Actually, I did ride a bike with no seat once. Once. It taught me an important lesson. Never go to prison and always wear underwear.
Hear, hear.
You know, bicycle riding is always sorted out based on the season and the appropriate clothing. I mean, during the summer, you see someone riding along in shorts and a tank top, and you think, I should get in shape too. But if you see someone riding a bike in the winter, wearing gloves and a parka, you think to yourself, I should definitely take a cab the next time I go out drinking with George Clooney and Eminem.
That's quite a night.
On a somewhat related note, I've never seen a man and a woman on a tandem bicycle and thought, boy, those two are in a healthy relationship.
No.
Yeah, also, if you're riding a tandem bicycle and you aren't on a boardwalk or within eyeshot of an ocean, you both look like insane lunatics. We're all laughing at you. Now, I haven't seen or crunched the numbers, but it'd be my guess that anytime you see a couple on a tandem bike, 99% of the time, it was the woman's idea. Right?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No man's going to choose to ride a bike that he can't pop a wheelie on and look cool.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, little story. One night after a sex party at Lady Gaga's mansion, I found myself sharing a tandem bicycle with Judge Judy.
Really?
Long story short, I try popping a wheelie. It doesn't go well. It left me with a punctured spleen, and Judge Judy hit the concrete face first, leaving her looking like a ragged Ruth Bader Ginsburg for the next 2 months.
Ironic.
Until her plastic surgeon returned from Portugal. But anyway, it's time for my breakfast quarantini cocktail. 2 parts gin, 1 part Metamucil, and a stick of Phenoment. I'll talk to you soon, gang. By the way, I have a slightly soiled unicycle for sale. Larry.
man's lost his mind. Yeah, you don't want to start learning how to ride a unicycle when you have Montezuma's revenge. It's not a good idea. You ever ridden a unicycle, Josh?
No, I never have.
No, isn't your dream bicycle? You want to get one of those
penny farthing
things?
Yes.
I literally saw one last
Don't
night.
you have to have access to a loading dock to be able to get on your penny farthing?
I was watching a video. There's a way to run up sort of from behind it. And to run up. Yeah.
Okay, chick, I'll buy half. You in?
I'm in. I'll buy the other half.
I want to see Josh run up to one of these things.
I'd just be happy to
More
sit down
springs.
and watch him watching the penny farthing video. I think that would be
that
just as fun.
Christy, you saw one win?
Yes, and it was a young man on it, and it was like you know how they make a bass, a stand-up bass, they make it like a 3/4 size? This one was like a 3/4 size penny farthing.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So it was pretty cool.
They can go pretty fast.
You know, that's a thing. Old-timey. They call themselves old-timers or old-timies.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they have tweed vests.
There's one I see.
All dressed like Sherlock Holmes.
And they dress that way every day?
Yeah, there's a guy that with the Starbucks I go to, but I haven't seen him lately.
Summer was really not conducive to the tweed and wool.
Oh, man. I don't know how people did it.
So this guy really sticks to it.
Bowler hats.
I always feel bad for the Amish in the summer.
Why?
Because the ladies wear those really heavy dresses, and they've
I thought
got
it
to
was
be.
because of the inbreeding.
Walking around. Hey, here's some other really large things.
That is a
Thank you. Thanks for the laugh.
We've got to get on top of this. Yes. We've got to get on this world's largest city, Casey, Illinois. I had no idea.
Oh, dude, they may also have the world's largest golf tee.
Here are the things certified.
They have the world's largest diaphragm, and
Certified.
the kids use it as a trampoline.
Can you shut up? The world's largest by Guinness World Records. These are all certified in Casey, Illinois. World's largest wind chime.
Yeah.
World's largest rocking chair.
Yeah.
World's largest pitchfork.
Check.
World's largest golf tee.
Yep.
World's largest mailbox.
Yeah.
World's largest knitting and crochet hook.
I've got to see that.
And the world's largest wooden shoes.
Oh, I'm surprised you haven't stopped before, Josh, on your way to St. Louis.
Well, I was going to, but those wooden shoes, they really clog up traffic.
Well worth it. That made this whole adventure
sounded like a setup.
Whole adventure worthwhile. I was thinking, God, this is going nowhere, but I was wrong.
And yet here we are in Happyville.
Got together in the hall or something.
No, we did not.
Coming up, we have a reason to play this. Okay.
Not a girl singing. Not a girl.
No, that's a young Wayne
Lock
Newton.
the doors. This is the audience I've waited for all my life. He says that every show.
Coming up, we're going to talk the contemporary sex scene with. That rhymes. The contemporary sex scene with Allie Breen.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
She's hot. She's funny, and she's on the make. And we'll talk to her
On the make.
coming up
Yes, you
soon.
heard an adult in 2020 use the term on the make.
Okay. And also, coming up, would your dog rescue you? There's a test.
I gotta tell you, I don't think so.
I don't think mine would either.
Either one of them.
I think one of mine would.
Really?
All right.
Yes, the other would not. When we come back, we'll find out more. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Text us at 888-262-8661. More Bob and Tom.
A look at their car is perhaps the best way to introduce the uninitiated to WFBQ Radio's morning team, Bob and Tom. The pink and camouflage junker features 3 hood ornaments, a bowling trophy, the hind quarter of a horse, and a jar of tartar sauce that will have to be explained elsewhere.
Q95, it's 8:42. You're with Bob and Tom on a 2 for Tuesday.
Good morning.
Howdy.
Great.
Holmes.
Sherlock. Let's play word association.
Okay.
Howdy.
Holmes.
Sherlock.
Holmes.
John C. With Bob and Tom.
Holmes.
The human tripod.
I see.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
From 6 a.m. and for the next 4 hours, Bob Kavoyan and Tom Griswold fill the airwaves with jokes and pranks that range from silly to hilarious and from bawdy to sick.
Why is sex like air?
Why is sex like air? I give up, Bob.
Because it's no big thing unless you're not getting it.
They deliver a National Lampoon sort of humor that leaves the audience laughing while wondering how Q95 can broadcast some of the things they say.
Half the joke is in your mind. The joke isn't stated outright. The person has to put something into it to get something out of it.
Yeah, they're fun and
People like them.
People enjoy them.
They laugh at them. And there's an alternative. You can always change the channel.
But people aren't. After 2 years on the air, Bob and Tom have taken Q95's morning show to the top of the volatile morning FM ratings. WFBQ is the third radio station the zany team has worked for. After 6 years together, they've got the routine down pat. Bob runs the audio control board, plays straight man, and provides the program's famous laugh.
Amateur phylactics. Amazing concept, I think, and I think it's going to.
Tom sits on a mound of notes and papers to provide the program's often quoted jokes and many of its voices.
Oh, hello, my Hondas.
Hello, Bob.
How are you?
I am fine today.
Hello, Tom. Hi, Mohandas. You look very good today. Thank you so much, Mohandas.
Much of their banter is off the cuff, with an occasionally rehearsed punchline off mic during a song.
Only if it makes you late for the ceremony.
She's controversial. She's provocative. She's the famous sex therapist, Dr. Ruth Weisboner. Good morning, Dr. Ruth. Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. Is it wrong to have sex before you're married?
No, as long as you're not late for the wedding.
Bob and Tom say they get very few complaints from listeners as they poke fun at every special interest group imaginable, and station management has left them unrestrained on the limits of their humor. After 2 years, the result has been high ratings, a devoted following, and 2 happily transplanted Hoosiers who say they just might stay to grow old and gray on Q95.
Could be. It's very possible. In fact, it's already started.
Yeah. Bob's getting gray.
Yeah. Tom's getting old.
Yeah. Can I pull this off, do you think? How does that work?
I think you can.
This adds an element of pretentiousness to me. That
You need to go home wearing that.
You
to
look
see
like
what Kelly
a
says.
pansexual off-Broadway director. When I was lunching with Edward Albee, acting isn't being real. Being real is acting. Oh,
yes. Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Comedy, guests, Bob and Tom exclusives, and it's here on the internet. Bob and Tom 24/7.
I've tried blondes and tried brunettes. I've tried beer and cigarettes. I've even spent the night in jail a time or two. But the best thing in the world is when I dress up like a girl and spend the night in the arms of a man who understands. 'Cause men don't bitch every 28 days. Men don't mind if you show up late, and they don't complain about what you wear. All I really need is a man who cares.
Here.
Is that too much of a commitment?
No, sir.
Thanks for listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Joining us in the studio, comedian Larry Reeb. Now, Larry, you are from
Chicago.
You just got a great Chicago accent.
Well, originally I'm from a little town, Dwight, Illinois. It's a farm town. There's a mental institution and a women's prison there.
Really?
And my parents met. Here I am. But yeah, I live in Chicago.
Are you married?
I've been married 10 years.
Oh, how's it going?
Good. I think us guys need good women, don't you? Women keep us in line. That's why most axe murderers are single. If they were married, their wife wouldn't put up with that. Put that axe down. You're not chopping anybody. You have to take the garbage out. Take the ski mask off. It's summer, you idiot.
Kiwi Rogers is our guest. Kiwi, having just met you, I can guess you're obviously an athlete.
Yeah, I work out a little bit. They have the whole thing where you pump weights and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you got to have that cardiovascular, man. I was playing basketball the other day. They made me guard the worst dude on the other teams. It was a fat dude wearing thongs. Man. You know what I'm saying? Standing on the court smoking a cigarette. You know I was in bad shape.
And you couldn't keep up with him.
I couldn't keep up with him.
7:45 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
That is correct. And let's see. I look around the room and I see there's Ace. Oh, well, there she is. It's Christy Lee in the other room behind the glass, and she's got a quick forecast.
Yeah, we have some sunshine out there right now, but we'll see afternoon thunderstorms and a high of 90. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, morning thunderstorms, high 85. Beautiful looking weekend, though. Currently 72.
Do something great today and support your favorite restaurant. That's what I say.
Okay.
A lot of. I didn't even know. One of my favorites. I had no idea that they were doing carryout.
Tom,
cool.
The warehouse of things that you're not aware of.
Good point.
I know.
Staggering.
I'm fully aware of that, but yeah, it was.
The warehouse, the restaurant I went to, they sell drinks. I had no idea.
Well, did you know Domino's Pizza delivers?
Unbelievable. I know. Sit down. Are you sitting down?
I'm just trying to say something nice. Support your favorite restaurant. A lot of them are still doing curbside. Some of them are open up, and
I miss the car hop. Don't you miss the car hop? Hey, mister.
Yeah, that's
roller
what I was going
skates?
with that.
Mhm.
Never mind.
Nothing?
Do nothing today. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show.
Yeah.
We have our Neil Diamond tribute coming up in a matter of moments. Let's say who's who here. This is Tom speaking. That's Chig McGee across the way. You'll see him at the crazycockwine.com sports desk if you look on the YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, kind of at night. Yeah, check it out. Subscribe.
We got a
free.
YouTube channel now.
Right now. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Also, I wanted to remind you that the Bob and Tom app is free, and you can listen to the show on your favorite radio station right there on the Bob and Tom app. So check that out, won't you please? Let's see. The guy in the orange chair is Josh Arnold.
That's me.
That's the orangeinsoles.com sidekick chair. Now, there's only one gift anyone wants for Father's Day. Pay attention to this. My son Willie has just joined us. There's only one gift that dads everywhere want for Father's Day. That, of course, is a box of Omaha Steaks. Go to omahasteaks.com. Don't give me the rock that says world's best dad, because I know.
You don't want it because it's not that it's a stupid, kitschy gift. You like because you know you're the world's best dad.
I'm just kidding.
Good Lord, man.
There have been issues. Let's see. Christy Lee.
I'd like to get Willie's take on this.
Will, he's right there. Christy Lee is over there in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom.
Yes, sir.
And, of course, let's see, did I mention Omaha State? Yes, I did. Then Willie joins us kind of on the track phone hotline here and on the TV. Hey, Willie, how's it going?
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
If you look to your right, you'll see Pat Godwin.
Hi, Willie.
Does it work that way? Okay.
No, it's the other way, I think.
Okay.
It's all backwards.
Okay, and Willie used to take guitar lessons from Pat.
Sure.
And
Pat taught me how to play Blackbird.
Oh, that's a great way to start.
Pat is one of the finest guitar-playing comedians out there. Who would you rank above you in terms of your guitar skills, Pat?
Where do you want to start?
Jimmy Page. No, I meant comedians.
Geez, Haywood's fantastic. Just listen to that Turkey song. Man, is that good.
It's amazing. Willie, how are you doing up in Chicago?
I'm doing great. You guys doing good down there?
Yeah, I can't help but notice you didn't shave the mustache, but did you shave the chin? Pick up your head.
No, he hasn't shaved anything in a while, it doesn't look like. Yeah.
That is yoinks or zoinks. What is the shaggy?
Shaggy Rogers.
I've always thought that's grufty. That's a grufty look that he's got going.
That's sort of a combination of thin, wispy, and.
Yeah, honest to gosh, don't take this the wrong way, Wilbur, but you look like you've been kidnapped, and you're sitting against a plain white wall. Dad, please send me some. Please help me.
Yeah, I'm actually here to read you guys a list of conditions that my dad needs to follow.
You do you, Will.
That's right.
Now, have you been thinking at all about gifts for Father's Day?
Gifts for Father's Day? What the hell could I get you that you would actually enjoy? Besides Omaha Steaks, of course.
Yeah.
I would get you some Omaha Steaks or one little notebook that fits in your pocket. That's the only thing that you like in this whole world.
We've been conditioned not to get you gifts.
And it doesn't matter what we get you, you won't open the package.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not.
I got you books.
I'm not a big fan of gifts, but I do like the Omaha Steaks. I'll give books are okay, but Omaha Steaks always good. The problem with the book is then if I feel obligated to read it.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
thanks.
why it was given
That's
to
a new translation of Das Kapital.
Well, the best part is
New translation.
I'll enjoy this after I'm dead.
I'll give you a book, and then you won't read it, and then 8 years later, you'll go, you know what I just read? Have you read this book about Gary Shandling? And I'll go, yeah, I gave it to you.
That happens a lot.
Chick always says that I do that.
All the time.
You do that a lot, yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
Actually, we used to play a game behind the scenes. Here's what you tell them, and then let me know when it comes back to you. Like, you know what I heard? Yeah, I know. I told you that. Like
it takes 3 days.
6 days later. Yeah, sometimes 3 days.
Do you think we should have Willie hold up a copy of today's paper?
Oh, yeah.
For the kidnapping, what is it called? Proof of life picture?
Proof of life picture, yeah.
Wow, that's going to be harder to do these days because no one gets the paper.
Right.
Yeah.
It has to be your phone.
Hold up your phone.
With the date on it.
Of course, I don't think they'd let you have your phone when you're being kidnapped.
You could hold up their phone. Well,
Hey, we got to take his phone away, man. He's been calling everybody.
Yeah, what the hell's going on?
You guys are giving some real important information to all the kidnappers out there.
Okay, you're very welcome. Now, what's going on with your life? Anything good?
Not too much. Just hanging out, writing, playing video games with 12-year-olds on the internet. They're making fun of me.
How does that work?
It's just on Xbox. You're playing with random kids, and then they're getting on there, and they haven't even gone through puberty yet, and they're calling me a loser because I'm missing shots.
Now, I'm not to be...
That's the thing in video games. You get online and play other people. Are there
people that troll for young boys.
Oh,
that's where you went. Is that a real
Who is this
thing?
show for today? Kidnappers and trolls?
We're
What the hell
having a
is
good
this?
How in the hell did we end up here?
I don't know.
Josh, get in the car. We're leaving.
Jesus.
You guys haven't played the new Call of Duty Pedophile?
Oh, man.
I would just think that would be a sort of a ripe area for.
I don't know anything about that.
What is your game of choice, Willie?
We'll play Rocket League. I play Fortnite. I play the new Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare. I'm bad at all of them. I'm very bad at all of them.
Okay, now when you're playing with these people, can you see them? Do they put their pictures up?
No, it's just you just get the audio feed. You don't get it's not a video.
Oh, so that's why the pedophiles aren't interested. There's no photo. Yeah.
So I would imagine that somewhere they're working on that. So that someday, no, not on the pedophile thing, but I mean, I imagine that they're working on having a video feed.
We don't.
Yeah, I would think so. Probably up in the corner of the screen or something. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
You get to see the nerd you're playing with?
Sure.
Okay. So no thought about Father's Day gifts, huh?
No, I could read some of the meanest things that you've ever said to me.
Oh, we have to hear that.
We must hear this.
It's a brief list.
This is an actual list?
It's only 2 things, but they're good.
These
they're
are the
really
meanest
good.
things I've ever said to you?
Yeah, one is a classic. It's "Damn it, Willie, you're ruining Christmas." Everybody loves.
And he said that in all earnestness?
All earnestness
Yeah.
prior to, during, and after Christmas.
What were you doing?
I don't even remember
Willie,
this.
you're ruining Christmas.
One like for something as small as opening a stocking present out of line, and then for something as big as one time I threw away all my Christmas gifts by accident.
Out of line? Christmas morning, you have a line?
The thing about
God damn it, you're ruining Christmas.
I like it when
Oh, we know he said that.
at Christmas. I don't like when they open everything at the same time.
I don't like. Do you hear this lunatic?
I hear him.
It's like a 3-ring circus.
It's Christmas.
That's what it's supposed to be.
No,
Yes.
they're supposed to
Yes.
flying everywhere.
It's not a.
I don't know what's right or wrong, but my family does it the way Tom is talking about.
You take your time and you open one thing at a time and you rotate around.
We've
the
always,
room.
we've always done oldest.
And as I recall, Willie took something from his stocking, ruined the whole thing, and then Charlie was opening everything, and papers were flying, and all was lost, and half the presents got thrown away. With
Wait a minute, hold it. He's remembering it because I can sense you're getting mad all over again.
It's one of my pet peeves. I don't like presents to begin with, and then
To do them like that, chaos ensues.
Okay, so what's the second meanest thing?
So this is a really good one. We were talking about, I played sports growing up, and I was bad at almost all of them. I was not good at them. And one time we were talking, he goes, when you played football, you did okay. You did okay on the line. But he goes, when you played baseball, I mean, you tried so hard. And I went to every single one of your games. And I don't think you hit the ball once.
That'll stay with you.
Now, in my defense, I did go to every game.
Yeah.
And that was a rough year for that team. Your team never won a game.
Nope.
And in all truth, you never hit the ball even once.
Never got it once.
You never even connected with
Willie,
the ball.
are you aware of the batting cage incident with your sister Lucy when your dad would take her to the batting cage? And
Petoskey, yeah.
He'd stand outside the batting cage while Lucy was trying to hit the ball, and he would say, "Miss, miss, miss, miss."
That's the batting cages where they have the go-karts.
Oh,
yeah. So that baseball season was plagued because we had practice before school, and I showed up on the first day, and I watched baseball games, and all the guys are wearing uniforms. Everything's the same color, and so I had one purple shirt, and I happened to have a pair of purple sweatpants, so I wore my all-purple outfit to the baseball practice before school. Everybody called me Barney. And then it was before school, so by the time we got to class, the whole school knew that I was Barney. And it was a plague season.
You were a good football player, a good team player. Till you broke your neck falling out of a tree stoned.
Out of a tree swing after a game. A lot of fun.
Okay, sorry. Well, thanks, Willie. Do you have a preview of the game show?
Yeah, so next week we can play a game if you guys want to. It's a multiple choice game, 3 questions, 3 answers. It's going to be pretty hard.
Okay.
This time it's TikToks, Tic Tacs, or Thumbtacks.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds very difficult.
I look forward to it.
Oh, boy. Thank you very much.
Willie, you're a very funny guy.
See you, Willie.
Love
Did
it.
I ever tell you you're adopted? Okay, we got to go.
Add that
third meanest.
Add that to the list of meanest things he's ever said.
Just a joke.
We all have a list.
When we come back, we have more stuff. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
More Bob and Tom next. Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Comedy via your computer. Bob and Tom 24/7.
This is Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Hey, have you ever done the CrossFit? You like to work out, you like to do the CrossFit. I know a lot of the CrossFit gyms have been closed over the last few months, or at least limited in their exposure, but we'll find out how comedian Dave Dyer's been holding up since he is a CrossFit guy. Looking great, too. A fireman, lives in Michigan. We'll see how Dave Dyer's doing via Zoom coming up this morning right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. I like to work out, flip tires, CrossFit, yeah.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. Protests were largely peaceful and the nation's streets calmer than they have been in days since the killing of George Floyd set off demonstrations that at times brought violence and destruction, along with pleas to stop police brutality and injustice against African Americans. There were scattered reports of looting in New York City overnight, and as of Wednesday morning, there had been over 9,000 arrests nationwide since the unrest began. Minnesota has launched a civil rights investigation of the Minneapolis Police Department in hopes of forcing widespread changes following the death of George Floyd. Governor Tim Walz and the Minnesota Department of Human Rights announced the filing of the formal complaint yesterday. The governor and the Human Rights Commissioner said they hope to reach agreement with the city to identify short-term ways to address the police department's history of racial discrimination and use the investigation to find long-term solutions for systematic change. And a few months ago, relatively few of us outside the corporate world knew of Zoom. Now, the video conferencing site is so popular, Zoom's become a verb to many of us. That rock star status reflected in its latest financial numbers. Revenue for Zoom's first quarter more than doubled from a year ago, reaching $328 million. That's a $27 million profit compared to just $198,000 a year ago. The numbers even surpass analysts' high expectations. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Today's National Rocky Road Day.
I'm on the fence. What are you guys with Rocky Road?
Oh, I bet Tom hates Rocky Road ice cream.
I've never tried it. Don't intend to.
Oh, really?
Don't like the name.
Okay.
I don't know what's in it.
I'll tell you what's in it.
What's in it?
Almonds or pecans, mini marshmallows, chunks of semi-sweet chocolate.
No.
And chocolate ice cream.
It's a pretty good ice cream, I think.
It's a good ice cream.
Yeah.
You don't like the button jeans. We know you don't like Rocky Road ice cream.
I don't like to ride the button jeans. The same reason I don't ride a horse to work.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
But did you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night, and now I'm feeling like I usually feel after I feel alright. I don't want to hear another word about morning. I can't take the light. But did you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night. You see, there's something inside this world that's gone so wrong. Well, there's a gap between the rich and the poor, 1,000,000 miles long. I dig the fact that you and your friends want to stand up and make it right. But could you try to keep it down. I was up kind of late last night. I was down at the bar like a fool I am, dancing on the table, the sun slam. I met a whole lot of people that I still don't know. I just rolled in an hour ago. Could you try to keep it down? Try to keep it down. But if you try to keep it down, I was up kind of late last night. Oh, yeah. I said I don't want to hear about this Lollapalooza tour. But then I just woke up and where I am I couldn't say for sure. I ain't the kind of guy to come and break all your records, but then again I might. But could you try to keep it down? I was up kind of late last night.
Hi, 802 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
There you go. That's Christy Lee with a quick forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. We have partly cloudy skies early. Afternoon thunderstorms. Best shot at thunderstorms between 4 and midnight. High 90.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay. And then morning thunderstorms and then cloudy skies on Thursday, high 85. I said best chance. I didn't say it was going to happen.
If you said it will happen. If a shower comes up at 3:45, you're getting a call.
72 right now. Why do I bother?
I'd be careful answering that phone. Hey, could you do me a favor, Christy? Dean and I were trying to rewire Godwin yesterday.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Eddie had to run Pat through your... Do you see that yellow cord right in front of you?
Yeah, this one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did nothing.
That's the wrong one. You might want to call Glitco and Daly. We'll get to that later. The larger point is, hey, would you please tell Alexa to play Q95? Thank you. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Happy to be here today. Just in a great mood. Got a lot of great stuff going on. Got an apology coming up.
Oh, good.
What I do? What are you going to apologize to us for?
You apologizing to Willie?
You know, the longest journey begins with that first step. Maybe, you know.
Okay, wait a minute. Are you auditioning for a play or something, Jessica? What's going on with the hair?
Oh, no.
Oh, I just have it in a ponytail. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you know this or not, but
It looks like it's giving the finger.
Jess Hooker really likes to wear her hair up like that, and Tom
hates it.
Hates it,
and she.
Well,
you look like you look like you're auditioning for the Trolls movie.
Oh.
not everyone is going through this time with antidepressants. We're all trying to do this the best way we can. I just couldn't do my hair all fancy.
This went down a road. All right.
Jessica, you look beautiful. Don't listen to him.
Well, thank you, Christy.
You're welcome.
Jessica and I had
I'm not so keen in the outfit either.
Oh, Lord.
She's wearing a shirt and a sweater, or maybe a hoodie. I don't know.
Maybe it's the lighting, because you're beautiful. You've got porcelain skin. Oh, there you go. That looks better.
Oh,
my cone head?
Yes, now you look like Eminem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Friends.
Look like you're in the deep south.
Okay, let's move forward here. Let's see. Chick McGee is
What did you
across the
Jessica
way.
do, Josh? What did
Oh,
you
we had a backyard chat the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she and her man were out weeding, it seemed.
Oh, that's
Now, is that code? Doing a little reefer?
No, they were actually pulling weeds.
Hey, you want to go out back and
vines
weed?
and ivy. And...
Oh my gosh!
I think in today's world we need more marijuana. I think everyone just
need more something.
Everybody just get stoned and chill out. Okay. We have a lot to get to here, but I got an apology for Mr. McGee, who's in his chair at the crazycockwine.com sports desk.
I only hoped it was me, but it is.
We had a nice letter from someone who was enjoying Chip.
Yes, yeah.
And she said, sorry. This is from Sherry. She said,
Sherry.
Sherry's last name is Hale.
Sherry Hale.
Hale Sherry.
Did she want you to say her last
Probably
name
not.
on the radio around
now
the world?
She's been fired.
No, you're doing a great job.
She says, that was voice to text. You can never trust it.
I don't believe her for a second.
Nope, I don't believe it.
When she called you Chip, she was admiring your good
thought
taste
my
and
name
enjoying
was
MASH.
Chip.
And then we have this from Evan in Wichita.
Hi, Evan.
Heard you read the letter from the woman who called Chick Chip. This made me think with the chipmunk in Chick's garage.
Oh.
His garage should, I'm sorry, from this point on, he should be referred to as the Chick Monk. Get it?
Yes, yeah.
Put him
Actually,
I like it.
One of my favorite broadcasters when I was a little baby DJ was named Chip Monk, and he hosted a show called Speakeasy.
Oh.
I'm Chip Monk.
Dude, Speakeasy is a great name
and he would
for a radio show.
He would interview, hippies, and it was great, man. Remember Chip Monk?
Was he like a beatnik kind of guy?
And then did he become the lighting guy for the Rolling Stones?
He might have.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Was he a Ohio dude?
Chip Monk wasn't he the famous? He was the backstage guy on the famous Stones tour. I think so.
I don't know.
Tom, we have a letter for
can
you.
I finish the introductions?
Oh, of course.
I'm sorry. We have the lovely Jessica Alsman.
Thought she'd been introduced
with her
talking to her for
your
4
hair
minutes.
looks your hair is up and twirly like you're the top of a dark Dairy Queen cone.
Oh my God! It's continuing.
It's kind of a soft serve look.
Okay.
A dip cone.
What is it?
Come
Really
and take a
humid?
bite.
Is it really humid where you are? Why are you doing that?
Leave her alone. Just leave her alone.
Why?
Well, I wasn't fond of myself this morning, so I decided to put
Who else looks at a
And I
woman
regret
in her
my-
hairstyle and says, "Why are you doing that?"
No one.
Sorry,
Man,
you're an extraordinarily attractive, lovely woman,
Well, thank you.
and I just
I'll be sure to wear it like this every week now for you.
that may result in
It's the same thing happened to Jessica.
cessation of employment. Mr. Pat Godwin is over there. Hey, Pat.
Hi.
That is a nice hat. Is that available at the Bob and Tom store?
No.
I almost never plug the Bob and Tom store. I don't.
A lot of good stuff
I
there,
feel
though.
very uncomfortable doing that. But we are giving
this
all
one
the
is.
we're giving all the money away to an outfit called Feeding America. Is that what it is, Jess? And which is
Yes.
really important. So if you want a hat or a shirt from the Bob and Tom store,
That's a great hat, but the hats available now at Bob and Tom store are even better.
okay.
Yeah.
I
there
think you
go.
can see what Pat's holding up. It's a camo Bob and Tom hat.
I couldn't see it.
I know.
Because it's
just like the
camo.
outline
That's
of it.
right.
That's how good the camo
Always
is.
funny.
Okay, thank you. Now
Love
we have
that
another
hat.
letter, Josh Arnold.
Yes,
over
sir.
At the,
Yeah, this gentleman would like to thank you. I'm going to say this guy's first name because this is a Supreme Court justice. Tate St. Clair.
Ooh, nice.
Isn't that a good name?
That is a good Supreme
Or an MMA fighter.
That's a great name.
Yeah, yes.
You know,
Tate Sinclair.
That's my rule naming kids. You want them to have that Supreme Court justice sounding name.
Yes, yeah,
which
it's
is-
very good.
That's why you don't want to necessarily go with Galaxy.
Well, Tate says that.
I don't think we're going to live in a world where Supreme Court Justice Galaxy. No.
Who knows?
No.
Who knows? I hope.
Dude,
If
We
it
don't
makes the
judge
world a better
that.
place, I'm in favor.
Dude,
but-
you have
Yeah.
no idea what's coming down the pike. Okay, don't go
I
out
have-
on that limb.
Oh, I have friends that have given their kids embarrassing names. Not as embarrassing as Elon Musk.
Yeah, what did I see that they call him Little X or
Yes.
something? Or
Little
what?
Ash, apparently.
Ash, Little Ash? Is that what
No,
it
I
is?
think it's Little X. I think Josh is right. I'll look it up. We call him Ash because we
that weird
we thought
AE
that was
thing.
at least halfway
Naming a
decent.
kid is hard.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
but there's three things you can do. You can do a great name, a neutral name, or a bad name. And neutral and great are both okay. Bad name's not a good idea.
But it's subjective.
How do you know it's a bad name?
What you think is bad
For
isn't
instance.
necessarily.
Yeah, but isn't Elon Musk's kid's name empirically bad?
Yes.
Yes.
Only 2 people like it.
I think Tom's a boring name.
But it's a neutral name.
Tom.
Tom's not boring.
It's a
Instead
neutral
of
name.
naming our son,
You can do a lot with Tom. Thomas, Tommy, Tomboy,
Tomas.
Tomcat.
Yeah, Tomas, Tomcat.
Tomas.
Long line of
Tom.
famous Toms. It's a little bit unfortunate when you find out there's Peeping Tom.
Yeah.
Uncle Tom.
Uncle Tom.
Tomcat.
Yeah, Tomcat's cool.
I like that one.
Tom
Yeah.
Bosley.
Yeah, they do call the baby Little X for the Musks.
Okay, Little
Yes,
X. Wow.
Elon
Tom
and
Brady, Tom
Grimes.
Hanks.
Well, anyway, Tate St. Clair.
Yes.
I almost
Supreme
said,
Court Justice.
I almost said Taint St. Clair.
That'd be a porno star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to call him that today.
He says he listens every day, either on the radio or on the app. But he would like to thank you, Tom. He says that when he and his wife get intimate, if
Right.
you will,
Busy with it?
when he would like to last longer All he has to do is think about Tom talking about eagles.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He says it works great and he can last for hours.
Thank you, Tate.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Some consolation last evening as I was exiting with my to-go food.
Oh, good. An eagle story.
From a great restaurant. The gentleman asked me, hey, how are the Eagles doing?
Oh.
Once again, we have a troop of equal.
You tell him Glenn Fry was dead?
No, not those Eagles. The Eagles right near the radio station.
A lot of infighting.
Yeah, that one, the Glenn Fry Eagle doesn't get along with the Don Felder Eagle.
Christy, you got a teaser for? Did we finish sports? I hope.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, Christy, you got anything over there you want to? Do you have a short story we can review?
Yeah, did you know that there's something called a sneeze fetish?
No, but I'm not surprised.
Some people are actually attracted to sneezing. Well, they say they're little mini orgasms, don't they, Chick?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sneezing and orgasming are both reflexes that follow a similar physiological pattern. An initial sensitivity, an increase in stimulation up to a threshold which gives way to a release in the form of a palpable bodily response. Palpable. In fact, according to Dr. Ruth Westheimer, an orgasm is just a reflex like a sneeze.
Still alive, Dr. Ruth.
Yeah, she's still out there.
She's like 110.
She was 92 when I was 4.
She was born old.
Yeah, she
right?
was.
She's amazing. She was at Sundance last year, and you would never know she's that old.
Now, is she shorter than you?
Yes.
Okay.
Was she with a man?
Well, she was on a dais talking. I don't.
Dear God, what does this mean?
Why would?
Just wondering if.
Yeah, I've always wondered too how much
a lot of
sex she
pressure
has.
being her boyfriend.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
Well, you guy'd be exhausted all the time. You say, "How are you, sir?"
You might not ever get over like Dr. Ruth. She looks at you after and goes, "It's all right."
Oh
my
yeah,
God!
no,
What? Yeah, you'd never get over that, would you?
I wouldn't think so.
So people, I'm a little. So people are actually turned on by sneezing.
Apparently,
So
yes.
they watch people sneezing in videos and stuff.
Is
a
that
fetish,
it?
yeah.
They like to see other people sneeze?
Yes.
That is weird. Yes.
I'll go ahead and
So you
porn up
can't-
this.
Can't wait for allergy season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hot time.
And for Josh, that'd be perfect for you because
How so?
Why?
You're used to having sex around Kleenex.
Oh.
I just delighted myself.
There's also the corgasm. Have you heard about that?
The what?
The corgasm.
How do you spell it?
Well, you do a setup?
C-O-R-E.
You doing
gasm.
sit-ups or crunches?
Yeah, doing sit-ups and abs,
Oh,
doing ab
I
work.
thought it was with the Army Corps of Engineers.
That was with an apple.
All right, next.
Boy, look at these sneeze porn videos.
Oh no!
Wait, so are people trying to make themselves sneeze, or they like to watch other people sneeze?
Yeah, these are women sneezing and then blowing their nose.
And guys are attracted to that.
Oh, my
Is
gosh.
that right?
Yeah,
I thought the balloon popping was odd.
So what?
Guys
Yeah.
like to watch girls
I'm sorry,
pop
what
a
are they
balloon.
doing?
She looks to be blowing her nose. Oh, there she goes. just sneezing. She's just,
Is she naked?
nope.
There
no,
she goes.
you're right. She's
Yeah.
not.
And this is
Oh, my
considered
gosh.
See if we
sneezing
get some
porn.
audio here. Yep.
I hope she can fake an
You know,
orgasm.
there's some
better
guy-
than- I hope she can fake an orgasm better than she can fake a sneeze.
There's some guy listening right now going, finally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I guess if you have a sneeze fetish, when you roofie a girl, you just sprinkle her drink with pepper.
Hey! Ladies and gentlemen.
Very happy with
Hey,
herself.
is her name Kimberly Clark, you think, Josh?
What's
Oh,
why
nicely
They
done.
make Kleenex. Kimberly Clark.
Oh, okay. That was my
I
bad.
think the Kleenex joke. I threw that out.
Doesn't-
I liked it, Chip.
You mean
I
they
listened
make
to them.
tissue? Because
Tissue.
Kleenex,
Yes,
makes
is
Kleenex.
clean, yeah.
My Kleenex joke, a home run, implying that Josh does nothing but masturbate. Yours, dead in the water.
Oh, poor chick.
Tommy uses T-shirts.
Yes.
Ace,
true.
are you turning into Christy? Are you going to,
Tom,
are you going to-
fact-checking every...
fact-checking a joke.
All I
could think of was you sneeze into Kleenex, and this turns people on. Then I thought, oh, wait a second, Josh, Kleenex, masturbation. If only I could have gotten pizza in there, it would have made my day.
There was a day where I was a Kleenex guy because I didn't do my own laundry. But now that I do, yeah.
Wow.
You're ruining
I didn't need my
Christmas.
mom pulling
You
my
are-
T-shirts apart.
Oh, the crackling.
Did you eat a lot of mayonnaise, Josh?
Nope. Whacked it in the shirt, Mom.
Whacked it in the shirt.
Does your mom listen to the show?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Does she ever
Your
comment?
mom can do anything, though, because she's rich.
That's right.
No. She's married to a guy named Rich.
It's just I'm just
Sorry,
break.
I got to sneeze. We got to take a break.
Non-joke.
Oh, sneeze into
Oh,
the
no,
mic.
no, record it.
Do it into the mic.
Come on.
Can't. No.
Oh, you
Come
teased.
on.
Right there.
I did. I
As
had
Chick said, there's a guy out there going,
Hot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a sneeze tease.
When we come back, she's no squeezer.
She's no squeezer.
Oh, she's no sneezer, but she's a lemon squeezer. It's
What?
comedian Allie Breen.
Oh.
All right.
A little reference
Somebody
to it.
stop him.
I'm sure she squeezed a lemon or two in her day with our little sex talk show. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, it's the laughter after the Bob and Tom Show. What the heck are you talking about? Well, it's Bob and Tom's work farce. All the fun without really that much effort. Ace Cosby's your host. Keep the smile going all day and keep your coworkers guessing what you're up to as you roll through this hump day with us right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Tell Ace Cosby I said hello. Perhaps he'll tell you a joke.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. The wife of singer-songwriter John Prine, who died from complications of COVID-19, urged lawmakers to expand absentee voting so Tennesseans would not have to put their health at risk to exercise their right to vote. Fiona Whelan Prine, who also contracted the coronavirus, has since recovered, told a Senate panel yesterday that allowing more people to cast an absentee ballot is critical in ensuring that people would remain safe and healthy during the 2020 election. It came out last year, but the themes of racial injustice and mass incarceration raised in the movie Just Mercy still resonate. Warner Brothers will make that movie free on digital platforms. The film, starring Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx, is free through the end of June. In it, Jordan plays the founder of the Equal Justice Initiative, who helps an inmate played by Jamie Foxx. And a private zoo in the Netflix series Tiger King will be under new management. A judge in Oklahoma has flipped the zoo and the animals in it from Joe Exotic to the Big Cat Rescue Corporation. That facility is run by Carol Baskin, Exotic's rival. Exotic lost a $1 million civil judgment to Baskin, and the judge ruled that Exotic tried to transfer ownership of his facility to his mom to avoid paying the judgment against him. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hello. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. This has been Chick McGee speaking.
There are some things you don't want to say to a naked guy. There are things you never say when a man is nude.
I didn't mean to laugh.
There are some things you don't want to say to a naked guy.
Can you help me find it?
There are things you never say to a naked dude.
Does that thing come with an air pump? I thought you said you had small pox.
Really? No, seriously. Really?
There are some things you don't want to say to a naked guy.
You call that fun size?
There are some things you should never say.
But your feet are so big.
Aw, that's cute.
Hang on, I'll get my tweezers.
Aw, it's like a little light switch.
Am I being punked?
Did you fall asleep in a freezer?
It's a good thing you're rich.
Well, at least this drink is stiff. For a second there, I thought you had a third nipple.
I didn't know they could be innies.
Well, this explains your big car.
There are some things you don't want to say to a naked guy.
Wow, your boobs are bigger than mine.
There are things you never say when a man is nude.
This explains why you're still single.
There are some things you don't want to say to a naked guy.
Thanks, I could use a toothpick.
There are things you never say to a naked dude.
We'd better turn out the lights. I think I'm gonna need to finish off that bottle of tequila.
I'm on
this is Donnie Baker, and this is Bob and Tom 24/7. I swear to God it is. That's like all day and most of the night.
Oh,
more power to him. Can you get that?
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, fellas.
Oh, hey, Floyd.
I've enjoyed your colon blasting program.
Oh, good.
Well, it's not us.
Talking about the people doing crazy things. That old boy claiming he's going to marry Tetris. Reminds me of a fellow semi-truck driver I used to work with. His CB handle was Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
It's been a few years ago. He's all about the video games, and boy, he went nuts being on the road by himself and claimed he wanted to marry Miss Pac-Man.
Oh.
But he didn't go through with it. He got cold feet.
Did he?
He was afraid to walk down the aisle. You want me to tell it again?
That was very good.
Now, Mike, we don't really know much about you.
I think my favorite show right now is The Osbournes on MTV. I feel that's the greatest. Because I was always a big Ozzy fan, like back in the day or whatever.
Black Sabbath?
Sure, yeah, of all the Sabbath albums. But then the show comes out and you see him, when he's,
Hello? 822 Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
I'm not sure, but I think we're going to talk to Edgar Winter in a second.
You are on fire today. Could you insult every woman on the planet?
Oh, give me time.
Okay.
That's Christy Lee. You look lovely, Christy.
Oh, you're kind. Thank
do.
you.
You look so nice on the TV.
Q95.
Quick forecast?
Q95, Fox 59 weather. We'll see partly cloudy skies and afternoon thunderstorms. I'm changing my prediction to after 2 o'clock.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show.
Don't answer your phone.
Great to be here. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting the ladies up on the big screen.
Yes, so you can say nice things about them.
Well, they look lovely.
Jessica's hair's Jessica's hair's what? Awful? Is that what you said?
No, it looks like she's one of those chocolate dipped cones at Dairy Queen.
Well, she's just as sweet and tasty.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Lean your head forward, and you can see. Look at that big pompadour.
I love that messy bun. They're so cute.
Messy buns are great.
Yes, that's the voice of Allie Breen. Very light today, Allie. Are you back in your apartment?
Yes, I'm back in my apartment.
In New York City? Okay, well, it's great to see you. Comedian Allie Breen is the host of our helping segment with those in romantic relationships, I guess we could call it.
Yes, absolutely.
This is Tom speaking. There's Ace, there's Chick, that's Josh. Christy is over there, as I mentioned. Pat Godwin's over there. And that is Jessica Alsman with her hair up. And you're at your home as well?
I am.
Okay. I see you've got the stairway right there. Are we likely to see your boyfriend, Donnie, descending the stair naked? Not aware that you're on the TV?
I had to make him leave the living room because he fell asleep on the couch. And I was like, you're going to have to go.
Wait a minute. Hold it.
Because then you would see him.
Was it it might have been a couch
Trouble in
night.
Paradise?
Love Trouble? He's on the couch?
Yeah.
Go sleep on the couch. I hate you. Oh, yeah.
Well,
I would never say that.
We were talking about, and I'm not trying to pick on Josh today, but we were talking yesterday about Josh's famous incident in which he woke up in his a puddle of his own urine in the bed of one of his coworkers, a lady, and
yeah, when I worked at Six Flags, we always had work parties, and I was in my, I don't know, I was 20 or something, and hooked up with a chick, and then I ended up wetting her bed. So
Did she talk to you after that, though?
Yeah, I mean, I had to tell her. I just confessed there was no getting out of it.
Right.
So she asked me, she said, okay, well, you're going to stay and clean these sheets, and then you can leave.
That's fair.
I feel like that should happen at a Six Flags work party.
Well, I have no fewer than 100 emails from people who have experienced this. Mostly it was men. However,
there are some women?
Oh, there's a couple of really rough ones involving one of those kitchen pull-out wastebaskets. And a lady.
What?
Yep.
Oh.
You know those kitchen wastebaskets where you pull out a drawer?
Absolutely.
I have one.
Guy comes around the corner and then she's sitting in that completely drunk. Oh,
she's sitting in it.
Some of these are really rough. This one is from a gentleman. I'll just say is W. We'll call him.
Will you?
How's old Walter doing?
Oven door open, pants down, squatting
What?
over the oven door.
Wow.
Yeah.
How messed up are you that even registers? Like, you know where I'm going to pee?
There are
you think
I
you're
think
in the
it's
bathroom.
a form of sleepwalking.
Yeah, there are more than 100 of these, and in almost all cases, they were heavily intoxicated.
Sure.
And often they think that they're somewhere that they're not.
Right. They think they're going to the bathroom in the bathroom, but they're just not there.
And this one guy wakes up completely naked next to the dog cage. And he says as he wakes up, he can't figure out why he's naked, and then he realizes that he's urinated all over the floor.
Oh, did his dog stick his nose in it?
He doesn't mention that. But there are so many of these. It's I guess it's.
I had a friend who that happened to. She got really drunk in college with her, guy that she was with, peed the bed, woke up, blamed it on him, insisted it was him the whole time, and then kind of realized like a day later, I think recollected and was like, ooh, I think that was me.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have many, many letters. So you're not the only one, Josh.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I was able to free people of their shameful memories.
Here's a guy that blamed it on her kid.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What was her kid doing in the bed?
Yeah, this is very confusing. He goes, I slept with a single mom after a few adult sodas. Her daughter was in the bed. I peed the bed and blamed it on the kid in the morning. Okay.
Well, congratulations, sir.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he would admit that.
Me too.
Surprised you'd
I
read
wonder
it.
if anyone's ever discovered a fetish that way. The guys who are into golden showers, I wonder if they woke up one day and were like, oh, this is my thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we just had an article about, what was it, Christy? Sneeze fetishes?
Sneeze fetish, yes.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, in any event, I guess we could title this segment The Wrong Kind of Wet Spot.
Mm-hmm.
But, Allie, let's get back to you. And I know you have some letters about romance. What have you got?
Dear Allie, me and my boyfriend keep talking about spicing things up with a threesome. Do we go with someone we know or some rando off the internet?
All right. First off, it's not going to work.
No.
There are going to be problems afterwards. Because the person that is joining you will make one of you make a noise that has not been made before, or something's going to happen.
It's like the phrase, you're the best, Lloyd.
Right, yeah. Something is not going to, but I would say if you're really going to do it, go with a stranger. Are you kidding me?
I can only imagine. The only thing that would make this worse is that if you did it with someone you knew and had to be around them afterwards.
And by the way, Mom, tell Dad I said Happy Father's Day.
Well, that would be very problematic.
Wow.
I don't even know how people find people they know to do threesomes. How do you just broach that subject with someone out at a party?
People do it.
I think that in and of itself would ruin the relationship.
Yeah, people do a lot of stuff that I was at a restaurant one night, and this guy that I knew came up to me and we started talking, and he goes, "Oh, by the way, I'm doing this fantasy thing." And did I tell you the story there, Kristen?
Yes.
And this is the place up by the dock with the thing. And this guy would do these things where he would meet his wife at this bar. There was a bar at the restaurant, and they would role play.
Yeah.
Like she didn't know who he was, and she'd come in.
I love that.
Clyde
that's so
Bixby,
fun.
yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, but they actually did that. Now, I mean, that's interesting, I guess.
You've never role played.
No, I know. God, why would I do that? Fun? That's complicated. Life's too
Because
confusing.
you
I can
are
barely
complicated.
find my car when I park it.
Boy, that's the truth.
I don't need to have to.
Let alone search for your girlfriend at a bar.
No kidding. Tom would sit down next to the wrong woman.
Hey, you're really taking this
Sweetie,
serious.
Why do you keep calling me Kelly?
All of a sudden, he gets hit in the neck with a fork and looks over. I'm over here, Tom.
Hey, stupid.
That would be so funny.
Yeah, but I guess I brought that up because I think people who do this threesome thing, I think they just bring it up to somebody.
I think so,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
They just, hey, you want to? Now, and Chick and I have been agreeing. We've agreed in this forever. I can only disappoint one person at a time.
I can't play zone. There's no way. Can't do it.
Your thoughts on this, Allie? Your thoughts on this? Do you think this?
Well, there's apparently about finding someone. There's apparently like threesome websites, like Thrinder or Thruple or I don't know, something like that. So there's people who are game to do it. I would go with a rando if you were going to do it, but I agree with Josh. I think something will go wrong, or the person will focus too much on one person and not on the other.
You better be very confident in your relationship to do this.
You're right, and anytime a fight comes up afterwards, that would come up immediately.
Well, Josh, if you have to pull
I bet
it
you
off,
take the trash out for that whore.
Just as you said, if you have to pull it off, it really is a bust.
Yes, that's what would happen. Josh would be alone in the corner, tending to himself.
Finishing
And
himself.
the two women would be.
He brought it up.
Girls look like you're
Allie, do we have another letter?
Absolutely.
Hey, you guys want to get dinner later? Okay.
Dear Allie, my boyfriend likes huffing my used panties when we're not together, which has always kind of turned me on.
Oh.
I just found out, though, that he's taken panties from other female friends of mine and his.
No.
Am I wrong to consider this cheating?
Yes, it's not cheating. It's just this guy's got it. Would that be a fetish, Josh?
Yes.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Guy's nuts.
Would there be an E. coli issue here?
Well, is he huffing from the front or the back?
Don't think
You know what? That's the least of this guy's worries with this
No, it's not.
E.
What if-
coli on vegetables?
affectation.
I don't think you're going to find a qualified virologist who goes, "Hey, by all means, snort recently soiled underwear."
I think it's,
Look how disgusted
you know what?
he is by the
I
whole
bet
thing.
his immune system's pretty strong at this point if he's been doing this for a long time.
Good point.
You smelled a woman's
Immune
underwear,
to
Tom?
everything.
did he steal the friend's panties? Because otherwise,
Yeah.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. I have no idea how he's a father 7 times. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
I've told you the story before.
It must be some kind of Penn and Teller thing that you go through.
I knew a gal that went to a small town high school in northeastern Ohio, and she came home. She was probably 22 or 23 years old. Came back to her apartment, and someone had gone into her apartment and emptied her panty drawer. They were all on the bed. I'm sorry, they were all gone except for one pair was on the bed, and they were, shall we say, soiled.
Yeah.
Years later, she got a call from the police because she called the cops. Years later, she got a call from the cops. They caught the guy, and it was a guy who was systematically going through their high school yearbook.
Wow.
And he had hundreds of women's panties at his place.
Yeah.
So, but you got to hand it to the guy. He's organized.
Sure.
He's got a plan.
Methodical.
Right.
Non-violent.
Yeah. But again, I would need to speak to some kind of qualified physician about the safety of snorting panties.
In this case, it's, if she feels like it's cheating, she should tell him. She's go, hey, you know what? I don't really want you doing that. And if he
Well,
doesn't,
I think she's turned on by the fact that he likes her panties.
Right, of course.
If he just likes anyone's panties, that really changes the whole scenario.
Right.
But I would go back to our previous letter and ask the question: how does he get them?
Yeah.
Hey, is he stealing them? You're right.
Hey, Susie was over yesterday. Hey, by the way, I hope you don't mind. I asked her for her panties before she left.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you go about that? Does he have to steal them, or does he ask?
I would think steal them, especially if it's friends of hers. She said he takes them from friends of both of theirs. Because one of her friends
What, do
would
they
have
just
told him if he was
go
asking for.
Does he go through their laundry
Yeah.
baskets?
Oh, that's-
Excuse me, where do
probably
you
what
keep
it
your hamper?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Now, ladies, Jessica and
They
Al,
have something new to go through in people's bathrooms.
have you ever had anyone ask for your panties?
No, never.
Allie, anyone ever said,
I've
"I'd like
had
to"?
people online ask to buy them.
Oh, you've got to sell them. This is what I hate about women. You ladies are crazy for not doing this. You've been
Wait,
making...
no. It's more involved, Josh, because I did. I was like, all right, how much? And it was like $150 or something like that. And I was like, all right, why not? And then it was like, oh, well, you have to meet me at this Starbucks. And I was like,
No. Yeah, good move on your part.
Yeah, he's probably going to make sun tea out of them.
I get to take them off of you.
And eat soup out of your head.
Okay, let's take one more letter, Allie.
Sure. Dear Allie, I've been in a serious relationship for 3 years with my boyfriend, and all of my friends and family love him. I, however, have not met anyone from his life, even though his brother lives 30 minutes away. He's divorced with 2 kids, so I get some level of caution, but this is just crazy, isn't it? How red is this flag?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe his family are jerks.
Yeah, I wonder if he doesn't get along with them. Or
Does he spend time with his family? I mean,
I'd like you to meet my brother Steve. We call him Huffer because he likes to huff. Likes to huff women's
maybe
panties.
he's protecting her.
Yeah,
we may not have enough information here.
Right.
I mean, generally, though, if she's asking and he doesn't have an explanation like that, then it's weird. You know, if he gets along with his family, but he's just hiding her, I think that's a red flag.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe it's one of those things where the family just loved his ex so much.
Right.
And he doesn't want to get her in front of them, so they go, well, you're not as pretty, nice, or smart as Barbie was. We all loved her.
In fact, she'll be here in 10 minutes.
You go to the house, there are pictures of her everywhere.
Yep.
The wedding
Yeah.
photos. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can squeeze in one more. Allie, what do you got?
Dear Allie, I met a guy on Hinge who I'm obsessed with. I've been stalking absolutely everything I can find of his online, and I found out that his last 2 exes were insanely hot. Now I feel super insecure, and I don't know how I can measure up. How do I get this out of my mind and become confident again?
What is Hinge?
Yeah, I don't know either.
That's another dating app.
Is there
The
some?
one that's meant to be deleted. I think that's what I saw in the commercial.
What's the specialty of that one again? You have to.
Is that the one where you know where it's friends of yours, it's a network or something like that?
Oh, I have
I
no.
think it's an extended network. Like there's some 8 levels of separation or whatever where you're connecting back to somebody at some point or something.
So Hinge isn't some peculiar sex move
or woodworker's site, or right. Oh, we're making doors. This here the 18th, 16th.
People with knee fetishes.
Because I met her on Box Saw.
Yeah, designed to be deleted. It says, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean deleted? So you're hiding that you're looking for somebody? I don't understand.
I'm sorry. So the point of this letter is that she's intimidated by the fact that this guy's previous relationship were extraordinarily
Is she dating this guy? I mean, are they actually going out, or are they just?
She met a guy, so I guess they've gone on a date at least, but I don't think they're dating.
Well,
She just really likes him, but she's intimidated by his past girlfriends because she says they were so hot.
She shouldn't have snooped, first of all.
Well,
she's going to get dumped after he nails
Yeah.
her.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's just face it.
She'll be deleted.
Yeah.
Sounds like a confidence issue.
No. This guy's just looking for
an
orifice for one night.
We don't know anything about this guy.
This guy's gonna drink a couple of fireballs.
He's
and
unhinged.
pee in her bed.
Yeah.
Oh, this
They're
isn't
all
fair
unhinged.
at all.
You're all out of order.
You like Mountain Dew? You're gonna
I
love
wonder if
this.
guys intentionally leave up the pictures with their super hot friends for people to snoop and see, or their
I
super
hope
hot
not,
exes.
but of course.
You know something? I think you're exactly right. I hadn't thought of that. A good angle. Allie, we got to run. I want to say thank you. You did such a nice job. Are you going to be fleeing New York City anytime soon?
I told you guys I got that antibody test, so I'm supposedly pretty safe out there. So I might go to Atlanta to visit my family next week. But I haven't decided yet.
Okay, well, as soon as you get some gigs, let us know. You can reach Allie Breen. It's ALLIBREEN. Her
Perfect.
panties are not for sale, although...
Well, they are. You just can't meet up with them.
Yeah, and there you
If
go.
you're
She'll
anonymous,
happily
yeah,
mail
why
them.
not?
Okay.
Oh, I hope you make thousands of dollars.
Yes.
And I would like to know the specificity of the requests.
Oh,
I'm sure they'll
God,
be
yeah.
delightful. Thanks, Allie.
Thank you, guys.
And you can reach her on all social media platforms. ALLIBREEN. Allie is a comedian and a social critic.
Yes.
And she'll love to read your letters.
And every woman should be selling their underwear and socks.
No.
Yes, you should.
No.
I mean, boy, just give it all to charity if you want. But you should be doing it.
Dear Chancellor Merkel, I just want to say thanks for your handling of. Right now, Harry's Razors have got something great going on. This is the best offer ever from Harry's. And Harry's Razors, first of all, the razors are great. A couple guys had an idea a few years ago. They were going, why are we paying so much for these refills? This is nuts. Well, 10 million guys have discovered Harry's. And right now, with things the way they are, you don't want to take any extra trips to the drugstore for refills. Harry's does it all through the mail. And if you use the code Bob and Tom at Harrys.com, they have the best offer ever. Here's what you get. You get the razor, of course. You get the beautiful foaming shave gel. The weighted handle is one of the keys. It's like having a great pen. It just feels great in your hand. It's got the travel cover, and it's $3. That's it. $3 plus free shipping when you use the code Bob and Tom at Harrys.com. You'll feel good about your purchase with Harry's 100% quality guarantee. If you don't love your shave, let them know. They'll give you a full refund. What more do you want? $3? And the shipping is how much, John?
It's free.
It's free. Try this introductory offer from Harry's, and they mail it to you, so you don't have to worry about going into the drugstore and getting behind Coffee McPlague at the store. Okay? Harrys.com. Use the code Bob and Tom. Thank you very much. Harrys.com. About half the price. And great quality. I know I love my razors from Harry's. Had a great shave this morning. Thank you very much for asking. Christy, can you give us the teaser?
Well, coming up, we're going to continue with our love hunk, if you will, because I have a story about what the opposite sex actually finds attractive.
Oh.
And what the other sex thought is wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and then we have also Isaac Newton news.
Yes, we do.
Huh.
I mean, breaking
Finally.
breaking news.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm surprised to hear that.
Got a new fig? Got a new cookie?
Yeah.
From the floating apple. When we return, this is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, it's Josh. Just getting ready to do some yard work. I wanted to tell you real quick about bobandtomstore.com. My gosh, it's the place for you or the biggest Bob and Tom fan you know to check out some of our wares. We've got sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, the whole kit and caboodle, as they say. And, I think it's a great place to, buy gifts, get a few, just check it out. bobandtomstore.com. That's HTTPS // So check it out, bobandtomstore.com. It's real easy. Just type into your computer, HTTPS / bobandtomstore.com /. My gosh, you'll find everything you might want at that site there.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7, of course.
Hey, you know the best place to know everything about Bob and Tom is one spot on the internet, bobandtom.com. All the latest highlights, news, information. Keep up with happening with the cast and the fans and everything that's going on in the world of Bob and Tom, plus links to all of our social media sites. We know you kids love your social media. Of course, much, much more. Don't forget, you can always email us, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. If you have a request or something you'd like to hear, let us know. We'll see if we can't get it on the Bob and Tom Show just for you. More of the show coming up right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee from the CrazyCockWine.com Sports Desk. This is your Bob and Tom Sports Update. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says Hall of Fame player Wes Unseld, one of the most consequential players of his era. Unseld died yesterday at age 74 from what his family says was a series of health challenges. He spent his entire 13-season playing career with the Washington Bullets Wizards franchise, then was its coach and general manager. The college football season opener between Notre Dame and Navy has been moved out of Ireland because of the pandemic. The Fighting Irish and midshipmen were scheduled to meet in Dublin on August 29th, but instead will seek to play at the Naval Academy during the Labor Day weekend. The decision to move the venue came after discussions between the Irish government, medical authorities, and the leadership teams at Navy and Notre Dame. And all 32 NFL teams have been told by Commissioner Roger Goodell to hold training camps at their home facilities this summer because of the pandemic. Most NFL teams stay at their training complexes year-round, but Dallas, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, and Buffalo are among those that stage training camps elsewhere. The Cowboys and Steelers scheduled for a Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio on August 6th, and will be the first two teams to report in late July. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You just ruined it.
I got home and the door was locked, and I tried to ring the bell. I found a little bitty note that she had wrote telling me to go to hell. I crawled in the window, I got inside. She kicked me in the balls and then I cried. Called me a name, said I lied. Kicked me again and I thought I died. Took my clothes, set them on fire, and hit me with her curling iron. I tried to block it with my watch, and then she kicked me in the crotch again. Yeah, today's the day my wife met my girlfriend. Well, I tried to tell her, but she didn't care. Things weren't what they seemed. She had a pan on the stove full of boiling water, and my nads would soon be steamed. I tried to run, scream for help. She hit me in the nerds with the rhinestone belt. It was like nothing that I ever felt. I thank God I wasn't wearing a kilt. She grabbed a bat from beneath the bed. She swung it once and then she missed my head.
She reared back, swung it again, and then she hit me in the twins again. Yeah, today's the day my wife met my girlfriend. Yeah, today's that awful day. Hey, my boys won't be the same. Yeah, today's the day my wife met my girlfriend.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. This is Bob and Tom's program, 24/7.
With us in the studio, comedian John Heffron. I think since we've talked, you've gotten married.
Yes, I've been married for... Let's see, I won Last Comic Standing on a Tuesday. I got married the Saturday before, which I would highly recommend anybody who's about to get famous, get married 3 days before.
Really?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Why not enjoy any of the newfound fame? Yeah, so I've been married 4 years, and there was, already in 4 years, there was a tough year. Kind of there.
The terrible
twos. Yeah.
No, the terrible
I
twos.
thought, I was like, man, this is going to be over before we get our pictures back. Wow. I'm like, wow, man, I don't even know if some of our guests even made it home on the plane yet. And I might be calling it quits.
Wow.
But, yeah, like the other day, me and my wife, we went to the mall. She wanted to go to a Pottery Barn to find a podium to give me lectures from.
All right. This is different. 8:47 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show, and according to Big Mouth Christy Lee, there's not going to be any weather until after 4, or any rain until after 4 o'clock.
2 o'clock. I said I changed it to 2 o'clock. And we were having a nice conversation. You guys are interrupting us. Josh and I are changing the world.
Sorry. Well, let me know if you get it
But
figured
he has
out.
no idea that we're back.
No, he has no idea.
You should see him just talking.
He's talking to Alexa. Where is
Who
he?
is he talking to?
He's talking to a gentleman next door.
Oh, really? Oh, that Killebrew guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Q95 Fox 59 weather actually does call for afternoon thunderstorms and a high of 90. We'll have scattered storms overnight, low 70. And then morning thunderstorms give way to cloudy skies and 85 degrees. 72 right now.
How are you guys doing?
Well, hey, thanks for joining us, Chief.
I was dealing with an engineering issue. Our engineer's here. He's having trouble with his foot. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. How is everybody?
Very well.
Livening up, are you?
Not great.
Livening? Oh, suggesting that we've been sort of dead the last...
No, you idiot. You walked in this morning going, God, I'm exhausted. Haven't had any sleep. And Chick goes, no, I haven't either. Then Ace goes, I'm not getting any sleep. And Christy goes, I haven't slept in...
I didn't say that. I said I slept great last night. You don't even listen.
Yeah, Christy did say so.
God.
And I didn't say anything
Fell
about it. I
asleep in
wasn't
the
here
chair?
until the show had already started when
That's
I
right.
walked
You were
in.
late again because you slept in.
You just hear what you want to hear.
That's exactly right.
Hear what you
That's the
want
title
to
of my
hear.
autobiography.
Do what you want to do. There you go.
Want to do.
I hear what I want to hear. Who you been talking to? Let's see now. That's Josh Arnold over there. You can tell that orange chair of his. It's
I
because
love
it's
this.
the orangeinsoles.com sidekick chair.
Love my insoles.
I was just advising one of our engineers to get some orange insoles because his knee hurts because, of course, his foot's out.
It really will help.
It
Yeah.
was for a good reason.
Now, that's Chick McGee whining at the crazycockwine.com sports desk.
Oh, that's why they gave that to him.
Ace Cosby
Wine.
is the proprietor of the Ace Cosby Joke of the Day at the OmahaSteaks.com Ace Cosby Joke of the Day desk. And yes, it's time.
There's got to be a cleaner way to say that.
Yeah.
It's the Ace Cosby OmahaSteaks.com Joke of the Day brought to you by
Why don't you just say
OmahaSteaks.com.
the Omaha Steaks joke of the day?
Yes,
I
Ace.
never wanted to
Wendy.
do this, but here we go.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ah.
Ah.
Werewolves of London.
Tom's
good one.
applauding.
Here's the deal.
Oh, great.
Not
I don't
often do you hear a new knock-knock joke, or one that I'd never heard of. that you
that's
guys heard.
good.
I don't
but
get it.
It was good.
You know, Werewolves of London.
Oh, okay.
I don't get it.
Ahoo. Not
Ahoo.
ahoo.
Oh, it's brilliant, Ace. A misdirection, the economy of language, the
Brilliant, Ace.
the sexual component of your deep voice that had Christy so swooning she didn't even get the joke.
Yeah, that's right.
Brilliant.
Okay.
That's the Ace Cosby Joke of the Day, proudly brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com. If you get your dad anything else for Father's Day, you're a terrible child. Okay.
Did you hear? My nephew told us told a new "Your Mama So Fat" joke.
Uh-oh.
And my brothers and I lost our minds because it was a new one and it was good.
No, that's quite the introduction. I think there's a lot of pressure here, but ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, Josh Arnold will try to upstage Ace Cosby's incredible joke of the day with a fat mama joke. Is that the category?
Yo mama so fat.
Right.
It took Nationwide 3 years to get on her side. I saw my brother John leap to his feet and start. He goes, not only is it a new one, it's a good one.
I do love that.
That is a good one.
Speaking of new things, we have Isaac Newton in the news. Can you grab that Isaac Newton story?
I have it right here,
Very
Tom.
important. Very important.
Rootin' tootin' Isaac Newton.
Pages from Sir Isaac Newton's notes have revealed that the 17th century scientist and mathematician proposed curing the plague with toad vomit lozenges.
Oh, sure.
Right. So
Ew.
you can see that even though the guy is considered to be a genius,
where did he go to school?
We don't know.
Hogwarts?
Came up with the concept of gravity.
2 unpublished pages of Newton's notes are up for auction this week. Of possible plague remedies, Newton writes, quote, the best is a toad suspended by the legs in a chimney for 3 days,
yes.
which at last vomited up earth with various insect in it on a dish of yellow wax and shortly after died.
He called it juice of Newton.
Combing powdered toad with the...
He had it. He had it handy.
Because he was going to say something.
Oh. Little thunderclap Newman?
Newman or Newton?
We're going to call him Thunderclap Newton for the purposes.
Is that right?
For the purposes of this segment.
What?
Ouch.
Oh, we've been juice rolled.
Combining the powdered toad with the excretions and serum made into lozenges and worn about the affected area drove away the contagion.
Oh, so he's
throughout
saying
the
it worked.
poison. He says it worked.
Okay.
So
don't
it just
believe
goes to show that Isaac Newton
There's no way to check, though, is there?
wasn't right about everything. No, these are they've found
not
these
listening.
papers of his. They're supposed to sell for what, $80,000 or something?
80 to $120,000.
Newton's notes.
Yeah. This is why that baby Einstein's popular, but you never hear about baby Newton.
No, you don't.
Yeah, well, famous Newtons start and end with.
Darker shame, darling, darker shame.
Wayne Newton.
Thank you for
Wayno.
Tick, 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 tick.
Oh. You are Mr. Happy.
Don't you do a Wayne Newton impression, Pat?
I don't do an impression, but I have a tribute.
Okay.
You have
Leonard Cohen's first draft of Hallelujah may have something to do with that.
Is that right?
Well, I heard a girl sing Donka Shane, and I tell you I was blown away. I saw the song sung on TV, and it was a dude, yeah. He's a Vegas act, plays drums and sax and dyes his hair a dreadful black, and that work done on his face looks like a mutant. Wayne Newton, Wayne Newton, Wayne Newton, Wayne Newton.
Oh, that's nice.
So pretty.
That is really beautiful. That was the original version of Hallelujah.
First draft.
I really like Jeff Buckley's version of Wayne Newton.
That the best, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. This actually, Pat, since you brought this up, a couple of weeks ago, Tom accused Pat of coloring his hair.
Accused? I mean, it's true. I say it.
I tried looking back at some old episodes of you guys on YouTube. Although Pat is adamant he had not colored it, it is obviously darker. I have a suspicion it's ink toner black.
That's where the toner
As you know, we have missing ink toner.
Oh, it's fixed.
I want to thank you, Brett.
Very good.
Brilliant.
Yes, the
nice.
toner was fixed yesterday.
Pat, we are sometimes thrown because you readily admit that you dye your hair, but sometimes we're not sure if you're being honest about when you do it.
No, I'm being totally honest. The problem is that it oxidizes and it turns a wacky color if you don't do it for a while, and looks even worse like you've just done it. It turns like red.
Gotcha.
How do they see? Because you've got headphones and a hat on. I can't
I'm wearing
see your
headphones and a
hair.
hat for the rest of my life here. I'm coming in a knit cap tomorrow.
I've seen him from the back in the hallway.
Okay.
Checking out my back, are you?
Oh.
No, I just thought Elvis was in the building, and I know, wait a minute, that's Pat.
You know that's the old trick, right? When you want to look at a girl's butt.
What's
you say,
that?
Hey, can I see the back of your hair? I just want to see how you have it. And then when they turn around, you look at their butt.
What?
Uh-huh.
It's
Wait a minute,
doubly
let me write all
exciting if
this
she has a
down.
hairy butt, right? That was a nice
hair
tip.
on your butt.
Yeah.
When we come back, coming up, we're going to talk with comedian Dave Dyer.
And more Newton.
And
We
we
got
have
more Newton?
More news?
Oh, Newton, not news, Newton.
Okay, good.
Newton news?
When we return, this is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Chime in with an email. Send to Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. More of the Bob and Tom Show next.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, don't forget, party people, if you missed today's show or you'd like to hear it again, we will have an afternoon double play for you beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. We replay today's show back to back. Christopher is your host. Again, 3 p.m. Eastern, it's Bob and Tom's show today, this afternoon. An afternoon double play just for you. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. Protests were largely peaceful and the nation's streets calmer than they have been in days since the killing of George Floyd set off demonstrations that at times brought violence and destruction, along with pleas to stop police brutality and injustice against African Americans. There were scattered reports of looting in New York City overnight, and as of Wednesday morning, there had been over 9,000 arrests nationwide since the unrest began. Minnesota has launched a civil rights investigation of the Minneapolis Police Department in hopes of forcing widespread changes following the death of George Floyd. Governor Tim Walz and the Minnesota Department of Human Rights announced the filing of the formal complaint yesterday. The governor and the Human Rights Commissioner said they hope to reach agreement with the city to identify short-term ways to address the police department's history of racial discrimination and use the investigation to find long-term solutions for systematic change. And a few months ago, relatively few of us outside the corporate world knew of Zoom. Now, the video conferencing site is so popular, Zoom's become a verb to many of us. That rock star status reflected in its latest financial numbers. Revenue for Zoom's first quarter more than doubled from a year ago, reaching $328 million. That's a $27 million profit compared to just $198,000 a year ago. The numbers even surpass analysts' high expectations. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and
The
Tom.
coronation of Queen Elizabeth II took place.
Whore.
We'll find a joke.
We'll find a joke. We don't need
So
one.
Josh
We don't need
doesn't
you.
have a joke either. Do you have any witty polio stuff you want to throw out
Can
there?
you imagine if
The great Charlie Watts, drummer for the Stones, born in this state in 1941.
Still at it.
They wouldn't let him in the Who because they were concerned about Abbott and Costello stuff.
Oh, sure. Who? What?
Watts on drum.
Who?
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Kid Tarmac.
Dear Penthouse, I'm a freshman at a small Midwestern university. And I never thought something like this could happen to me.
when my teacher with the dynamite asked me to stay after class, and she started to undress. I can't forget the statement she made. If you drop your pants, I'll raise your grade. Dear penthouse, I'm a seaman first class at an overseas naval base. It's been 7 long...
9 o'clock at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Here's Christy Lee with the weather forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by the CarX Man. Partly cloudy early, afternoon thunderstorms, high 90. Morning thunderstorms, then cloudy tomorrow, high 85. 73 degrees right now.
Can you look ahead to the long distance forecast?
Yes, I can. What do you want to know about?
She doesn't.
I'd like to know 4th of July.
4th of July?
Yeah, what's that
Can't
going to
go
be like?
far.
My birthday.
Can I get a picnic in?
Jesus. It's going to be really nice this weekend.
Okay, that's all I needed
Lots
to know.
of sunshine, highs in the low 70s.
Pat, is your birthday?
Or it's low 80s, I'm sorry.
4th of July?
It could be, but it's not, no.
Oh,
When's your birthday?
December 15th.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it'll probably be cold then.
We were close.
December 15th and 30 years than he says it is, I think. Or
29.
29.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, if you had 29 windows.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let me rephrase that. If you had
28 windows.
58 windows, you only have to buy 29. Window Nation, they got this thing where you buy 2 and they give you 2 others. So if you have 16 windows at your house?
That's right.
So you're going to buy 8 and you're going to get 16.
Yes.
That's from Window Nation. Now, I know Window Nation also has their free online virtual quote valid for 6 months. So you walk around with your phone and show them what you got, and they'll give you that quote valid for 6 months. Plus, right now, Window Nation, deferred payments for 2 years. Plus, I mentioned the 2 free windows for every 2 you buy. No limit, by the way. Plus, 0 down payment, 0 interest for 2 years at Window Nation. Josh, tell them more.
That's exactly right. And they have over 1,500 styles of windows to choose from. And as we know, Tom, they customize them for this area.
Yeah, it's really important to know that. The type of window you'd want to have in Florida, say, would be different than the kind you want in central Indiana.
Right.
And Window Nation knows all about that, as do their great crews. Free online virtual quote, valid for 6 months, deferred payments for 2 years. 2 for 1. You buy 2, you get 2 other ones. How about that? 0 down payment and 0 interest for 2 years from our friends at Window Nation. Now, I'd like to inform you that you can train Alexa and Siri, et cetera, to tune into the Bob and Tom Show and Q95's Classic Rock. Just tell her how to do it. Explain it to her. Come on. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Got to get rid of this hostility. You know what I need?
What?
I need Josh to tell me that joke again.
Okay.
Go ahead, Josh. Go ahead.
Your mama's so fat.
Yeah?
It took nationwide 3 years to get on her side.
That is great.
Real stupid.
That is great.
You didn't enjoy it.
I didn't enjoy it.
Not that bad. I just got a call here from Toledo. They want your nephew to do a set there.
We're doing him to do mornings. Oh, no, that's us. Wait a minute.
Okay, let's see now. That's Josh. That's Chick. That's Ace. I'm Tom. That would be Christy in the other room. And then over there, it's Pat Godwin around the corner. We got him on camera. And with her hair up high, like Randy Newman.
That's right.
With her hair held up high, I will never forget. It's Jessica Alsman.
Howdy.
Is your left eye half closed? What's going on
Yes,
over
something
there?
was going on there, but it's better now.
There you
Was
go.
it me?
Yeah, your left.
there you go.
Your
There-
left
yeah.
eyelid was at half mast.
It really was.
Wait a minute.
You look like Forrest Whitaker.
Hold on. Time out.
Ooh.
We've been talking to Jessica. So far, Jessica has horrible hair and a lazy eye.
And you don't like
Evidently-
her outfit.
And you don't like her clothes.
It was really
Yes.
just a lazy eyelid. It was.
Yeah, your left eye was like.
I noticed it too, but you're still gorgeous, Jess.
Beautiful girl.
You feel
Thank you.
good? Do you feel good, or do you feel
Hey.
slightly paralyzed on your left side?
I don't know how to act anymore.
Poor thing.
Just be
It's
yourself.
great to be here.
Just be yourself.
Dear Bob and
Okay.
Tom, good morning. When I made breakfast this morning, one of my eggs.
Double yolk?
Double yolk, baby!
Join the club, the Double Yolk Club.
Scary? My first thought went to Tom talking about double yolks and him saying, it's almost a surprise when I don't have a double yolk. Does Tom know if the eggs you can buy as double yolkers are extra large eggs?
That I don't know.
Mine this morning was an extra large eggs.
You can buy. There are places that sell double yolkers, and they're all double yolks.
I would think it'd be extra large because they need more space.
I don't know.
For 2 yolks.
You can't jam 2 yolks in a regular size
Medium egg, yeah. I have a letter.
I got a double yolk Cadbury egg once.
Did
I
you?
was very lucky. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh boy, that just died.
I got the whistle from Chick.
Yeah, someone who's listened to the show for the first time heard that and went, "Boy, these guys are overrated."
And then he goes, "Which one was that?"
God,
that was Josh.
That was the new guy.
So
Yeah, that was the new
now
guy.
Christy has a letter.
Yeah, peeing in random places. That's the subject. This is from Jacqueline. Jacqueline says, I got drunk and peed in the crisper drawer in our fridge. My husband was mad, all in caps.
Oh, man.
Well, at least it was confined to the drawer.
Well, I guess.
And I hope the crisper drawer was on the lower level.
A friend of mine sent me a message and said that she knew a dude who peed drunkenly all over the Christmas tree.
Now that's ruining Christmas.
Yeah.
You can't get that smell out.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, well.
Billy Weinstein, was it?
Billy Weinstein.
Oh, he's making since it
Let's
was
move
an
on.
anti-Christmas
Let's move
joke.
on.
Oh, wow.
Weird anti-Semitic.
Yeah, maybe Saul Weinstein would have gotten it.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe a Berg or.
If I didn't say Weinstein, I would have.
Pat, you were playing your tribute to the song Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Because we had an unusual story about Sir Isaac Newton, of all things, in the news because some of his papers are being sold. And in those papers, there is actually
What he thought would be a cure for the plague.
cure for the plague. And I'm not
Using
making this up.
toads.
Yes, using toad vomit.
Right.
And
Getting a toad to vomit's really tough.
There's a very elaborate thing where the toads are hung up in the chimney or something.
Right.
Just tell them they're really fat.
And speaking of Isaac Newton,
good line.
Here's his cookie.
On listen.
Yeah, is this from Edison recorded this?
Big Newton. 8 more minutes.
All right.
Big Newton.
Recorded that underwater, I think.
Wow.
And here's Cam Newton saying something. I think he's a quarterback without a team right now.
There's a lot of guys, playing with their butts tight, coaches with their butts tight. Yeah. At one point, fans and
Could you
myself.
bring the microphone into the same room with him?
Everybody heard it but you, Grandpa. Okay, turn your headphones
God.
All right.
Terrible audio clips you
Can't say
played for us.
anything nice, don't say anything at all. Didn't someone tell you that once?
Now, Pat,
Don't bring me into this.
we were talking about Neil Diamond earlier today.
You were?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I am, I said.
Yeah. Blue jeans, remember?
I love
One there.
And you and I were talking in the hallway that you used to do commercials by famous singers.
My first 2 years of comedy, I would close with rock stars doing commercials because you're trying to augment their salaries. So I would start off with Simon and Garfunkel for Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh.
Ceylon silverware. IO3. And then I would do, of course, you guys know this one, Billy Joel for Jenny Craig.
Oh, yeah.
She's got away 250. And then I would do Neil Diamond for dandruff shampoo. Oh, Selsun Blue when your scalp is itching. We had fun
Those
back
are good.
Man, brought the house down.
You have to wonder, because you were noticing more and more classic rock songs, especially showing up in commercials.
Yeah.
Well, because it's songs we all grew up with.
But also,
We're
what's the
buying
one
stuff.
right now? Ace and I were talking about the one with Rat. Where they
Oh,
got-
yeah. Stephen Piercy, because
The
they have
Geico
rats in their kitchen.
Geico, they got rats in the house, and the
Funny.
band Rat
It's
is
funny,
playing.
yeah.
That is funny.
More and more of those songs. It must be interesting approaching some of these artists and saying, "Hey, would you be interested in selling your song, to some pizza company?"
I think in the case of Rat, they went, God, yes, please.
A gig.
Well, what about Fig Newton? Nothing?
No one remembers it.
It's
The
happy.
audio's
I
awful.
remember it.
Chewy, something inside.
It brings you
I
joy,
totally
which for whatever
remember it.
reason
You don't
annoys
remember
me.
it.
Can you play that in your headphones?
Big Fig Newton.
I
You
couldn't
don't
hear.
remember that.
I
Might
do.
as well have been in German for all I could understand.
right.
That quote.
You really wasted our time.
I think they've gone to Billy Joel. Have they gone to Billy Joel and asked him if they could have It's a Matter of Crust for a pizza place?
Right.
It's not that you're bad. You're just wasting our time. If you could be bad in a private way.
Okay.
Possibly.
Christy Lee, what have we missed at the news desk? Anything else exciting?
Well, speaking of food, French senators want to introduce a tax on unhealthy food amid evidence.
I thought French senator was some sort of French dish. I'll have a French senator. And,
They want to introduce a tax on unhealthy food amid evidence that the nation's endangering its health by adopting lazy eating habits. The tax, which would be levied on foods containing high levels of sugar, salt, and fat, is designed to dissuade the French from consuming ever greater quantities of Anglo-Saxon-style pre-cooked meals.
I wouldn't expect the French to be overweight with all the cheese, bread, and wine.
And butt hair.
And cream.
Butt hair?
Okay, you said butt hair.
I was trying to be French.
I don't know what you were trying to.
I'm going to sit over here for a while.
Wow. Are the French as a population getting heavier? Is that?
I think that's the fear.
There's a place in France where the ladies can't fit in pants.
Wear no pants. A hole in the wall.
Do those ever work, by the way?
What?
Those taxes on soda
Oh,
and
like
all the
soda
kind of
and
stuff.
stuff?
they try to
So-called
do.
sin taxes?
Do they work?
No, people didn't stop tanning. They taxed that, and they're like, okay.
They put
whatever.
a tax on tanning? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, on tanning booths?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think the sunless was, I guess, omitted from it. I don't know if it was just the place altogether.
I know
but
there was a tax on spray tanning, but our current president put a nix on that immediately. He, the first day in office said, no.
Let's not get too hasty, right?
This is during the Jersey Shore era.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'm not aware of that.
More food in the news. An artist has been bedazzling bodega food. Claire Henschler.
Lovely.
Henschger, sorry, adds thousands of rhinestones to everyday objects, including bags of Funyuns, Cheetos, and gummy bears.
Now, okay, I want to tell you something. When I saw this story, I thought, this is so stupid. This is ridiculous. I imagined a Cheetos bag with 5 little.
Right.
But then
I looked it up.
The
These
creations
things are gorgeous.
have gone viral. A TikTok
Look at this.
video
Come here,
chick
Josh, look at that.
featuring her glam pantry has garnered millions of views.
Here's a Capri Sun with thousands of fake diamonds or whatever they are.
The rhinestones. She said it takes about 12 hours and as many as 4,000 rhinestones to add bling to bodega food or convenience store food.
What a waste of time.
While
They do
her
look better than you
creations
think.
are not for sale online yet, she is working on video tutorials and other projects.
She's good at it.
She says, I'd love to start a bedazzling trend.
It took her roommate 12 hours to do the vajazzling thing.
Oh.
They're getting ready for the 4th of July. It's got kind of a flag motif.
Isn't that Pat's birthday? 4th of July?
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually pretty cool. Although you can't drink the Capri Sun that's in there because you can't find the hole.
Oh,
No, it's
man.
bedazzled over.
Is it possible, by the way, to open a Capri Sun without having it squirt you in the face?
Nope.
No.
I don't think so.
You've got to be very careful. You got to get good at
tighten
it.
it just
gotta
enough
point-
to get
Yeah.
that.
You can do it.
It's,
but it takes
you
a
need
bit.
a, what do they call it? A phlebotomist.
No.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You know, the
Isn't
that what they call the
That's
The
the
blood
blood
draw.
drawer, yeah.
They
blood
need to
drawing
do
people?
one of two things: make the hole a little bit more agreeable, or make the straw a little sharper. That's what they need to do.
When we come back, agreeable holes.
Okay,
Man.
I'm up for that.
Was that with Dave Dyer?
Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Dave
Yeah.
Dyer.
Speaking of an agreeable hole, Dave Dyer will be with us here in a moment.
A-hole for short.
That's right. The king of a-hole.
You know, he's sitting there going, what have I done?
He's a fireman. He's a comedian.
Not
Good
only
man.
is he calling in this morning, but his mustache is calling in this morning.
Oh, he's still
Oh,
sporting
he still has that.
Oh, my
Okay,
Lord.
good.
in heaven. Last I saw, yeah.
Wow.
It's something.
Is he waxing that thing
I don't.
on the edges?
I don't know
And,
what you would do. It's just
trying
massive.
to get his virginity back. You get it back if it's been a year, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. You know something? We've been talking about this all morning, and I'm not kidding. The perfect Father's Day gift. And I wouldn't have thought of this. This is such a smart idea. Omaha Steaks, for all those dads you know, just a nice cooler full of steaks arrives just in time for Father's Day. Do that today at omahasteaks.com. Help me out here, Josh.
You know how good Omaha steaks are?
How good are they?
As a gift for Dad? There are guys on Maury, when they go, you are not the father, they take away the Omaha steaks. They go, no, I want to be the father.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, please. That's
Best I ever had.
That's how good.
The
They are
steaks, not the
perfectly aged, tender steaks. It's what your dad wants. My gosh, have them sent to his door for Father's Day. Omaha Steaks right now offering Bob and Tom Show listeners access to a variety of amazing packages perfect for old Pop. Go to omahasteaks.com, enter the code BTS into the search bar. Your old man is going to go nuts when he sees these packages. Well, many of them include free shipping, and some include a free 1-pound package of perfectly cured, incredibly thick, applewood smoked steak cut bacon.
If you've ever had steak cut bacon and you're not familiar with it, and I will call it a concept, not an idea. Gravity is a concept.
Sure.
Steak cut bacon, a concept.
Yes.
It's like bacon, but it's this thick.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
Oh, yeah. Take an egg and show that egg what's going to happen to you, buddy.
Show who's boss.
Exactly right.
Show that egg who's boss with some steak cut bacon.
Oh, man.
Force
Father's
your mouth
Day
on that egg.
packages include world-famous Omaha steaks, naturally aged at least 21 days for tenderness and hand-carved to perfection. Burgers, Franks, sausages. They don't have hot dogs. They have gourmet Franks. Oh, they're wonderful. Perfect for grilling.
By the way, I just an editor's note. My 4-year-old daughter, who will eat virtually nothing, loves the Omaha Steaks Franks.
Yes,
it's unbelievable.
They're incredible. Premium poultry and pork cut by Omaha Steaks butchers, individually sealed for freshness and flavor. Tasty, easy to make side dishes, one-step family meals, artisan desserts. The whole kit and caboodle. Make Father's Day simple this year. Send Dad the gift he really wants. David wrote in to us. He said, oh, no, I'm sorry, it's somebody else, but he said they just got their second box of Omaha Steaks, and their daughter cannot wait for him to cook up those delicious meats. They're perfectly aged. Get free shipping and free steak cut bacon with select packages. Visit omahasteaks.com. Type BTS in the search bar for the best Father's Day gifts today. That's omahasteaks.com.
The proprietor of the Ace Cosby Joke of the Day, brought to you by omahasteaks.com. When we come back, comedian Dave Dyer. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Not on air, online, all the time.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Hey, if you get a chance, head on over to Bob and Tom's YouTube channel and subscribe today. It won't cost you a thing. Just click on that subscribe button and you will be hooked up. Go to bobandtom.tv or just search Bob and Tom TV. Subscribe now to watch Bob and Tom Tonight. 20 minutes of video highlights from today's Bob and Tom Show tonight, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, right there on Bob and Tom's YouTube channel. Subscribe now. It won't cost you a thing.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. The wife of singer-songwriter John Prine, who died from complications of COVID-19, urged lawmakers to expand absentee voting so Tennesseans would not have to put their health at risk to exercise their right to vote. Fiona Whelan Prine, who also contracted the coronavirus, has since recovered, told a Senate panel yesterday that allowing more people to cast an absentee ballot is critical in ensuring that people would remain safe and healthy during the 2020 election. It came out last year, but the themes of racial injustice and mass incarceration raised in the movie Just Mercy still resonate. Warner Brothers will make that movie free on digital platforms. The film, starring Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx, is free through the end of June. In it, Jordan plays the founder of the Equal Justice Initiative, who helps an inmate played by Jamie Foxx. And a private zoo in the Netflix series Tiger King will be under new management. A judge in Oklahoma has flipped the zoo and the animals in it from Joe Exotic to the Big Cat Rescue Corporation. That facility is run by Carol Baskin, Exotic's rival. Exotic lost a $1 million civil judgment to Baskin, and the judge ruled that Exotic tried to transfer ownership of his facility to his mom to avoid paying the judgment against him. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
I think this is an ascot.
Yeah. Oh, God.
We were talking handkerchiefs. Okay, here's a paisley handkerchief. This is nice. How do you tie these?
I don't know. I'm not Charles Nelson.
No,
I'm
I-
not Paul Lind.
Can I pull this off, do you think? How does that look?
I think you can.
This adds an element of pretentiousness to me.
dude.
That,
You need to go home wearing that.
You
to
look
see
like
what Kelly
a
says.
pansexual off-Broadway director. When I was lunching with Edward Albee, acting isn't being real. Being real is acting.
Oh, yes. Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
All day, all night, all Bob and Tom. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
I saw her sitting in a barroom in that smoky atmosphere. She smiled back at me as I drank down one last beer. She pulled me on the dance floor, and we danced a song or two. It was then I realized that I bit off more than I could chew. I think I'm dancing with a man. She's got calluses on her hand. She's got a voice deeper than mine. She gets a stiffy when we grind. I think I'm dancing with a man. We sat down and talked a while. And we listened to the band. Oh, and a friend of mine walked by. Oh, Tim Wilson. And he asked her if she'd dance. Then he gently took her hand. Ooh, and he twirled around and round.
Huh? 9:21 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
You know, I want you to follow my instructions very carefully.
I know. We always do.
Don't look over that way. Okay, I'm just telling
Why?
you. Just don't want to save it. Don't.
I'm not looking.
Zip it.
I'm looking
Zip
down.
Oh, I've seen it. It's magnificent.
Okay, coming up we have a talking mustache. but first we have Christy Lee with a weather forecast.
Brought to you by the CarX, man. We'll have afternoon thunderstorms and a high of 90.
What time?
Scattered thunderstorms after 2. Okay. Scattered thunderstorms and down to 70 overnight. And then morning thunderstorms, cloudy Thursday afternoon, high 85.
What time are those storms?
Anytime after 2, Josh.
No, after 2.
Yes.
That was premeditated.
We have fun.
Okay.
Don't we?
Now, thank you very much, Christy. I know that my rice paddy needs the rain. Let's see now. I've been working with Alexa here, trying to teach her how to listen to the Bob and Tom Show. Because you can listen on your phone, you know. You can listen to Q95 on the app. You can listen to it whenever you want.
Yeah.
So take advantage of that. But you can also tell Alexa what you want to do. Alexa, please don't order a canoe, but Alexa, please listen to Q95 via iHeartRadio, won't you? It's that simple. Siri, same deal.
Now ordering 95 canoes.
No! Yeah, you don't want any canoes. Although if you were going to order them, we'd prefer you get 94.7 canoes.
Yes.
See, that's the frequency you see, chick.
Yeah, I got it.
Kenneth?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Loud and clear. Oh, I hear you.
Isn't that your body temperature? Okay, thank you. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. There's a visual component to this next feature.
You definitely want to get on YouTube.
Here in the Bob and Tom program, we find ourselves in the big room here with Chick, Josh, Ace, and yours truly. This is Tom speaking. In the next room, through the glass, it's Christy Lee.
Hi.
Around the corner where the fudge is made, it's comedian Pat Godwin with his keyboard and his guitars. It's in a different building. Jessica Alsman joins us from her home.
Howdy.
You look nice today.
Thank you. I want to believe that.
She's lying to you.
From you? I know. That's okay, but I still appreciate it.
Okay. Your left eye's behaving
beautiful.
now? Okay, good. Before it wasn't opening all the way.
Yes, it was opening fine, you lunatic.
Christy, you want to back me up?
I'll back you up. There was something wrong.
Okay.
I didn't notice it at all. But I have a lazy eye, so I'm not going to make fun of anyone.
I've got 2 words for you, Bell's palsy. Okay.
That's what it looked like.
Bell's palsy. Here we go.
And then on the other screen, we have comedian Dave Dyer joining us. And we haven't seen Dave in quite some time. Dave is super fit. I'm going to start by mentioning CrossFit so you don't have to. You're also a fireman. And
brave man.
You want to take it from here, Josh?
Well, he's very fit, looking svelte, and he's got a gigantic mustache, sort of 70s era, 80s
One of the
era.
best mustaches this side of Daniel Day-Lewis as Daniel Plainview.
Yeah.
And There Will Be Blood.
Absolutely.
You look, and he's in your bald. You look sort of like a member of the Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
kind of
for the village people.
Uh-huh.
That's very accurate.
Hey, at this point in the career, I'll take anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's good to see you, Dave. How's the world of being a fireman?
I'll tell you what, it's actually been pretty slow. We've really been very surprised with the whole stay-at-home order. We thought for sure people would be doing loads of stupid stuff, but A majority of our calls have been people burning food and setting off fire alarms in their house.
Now, the rumor is there's a video of you rescuing a cat.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good for you, man.
I thought we were out of the cat business. We are back in the cat business.
Back in the game.
And I wasn't
We're
aware
back in
that
the game.
instead of firefighters being, what a true hero you are, he said that's what the question he gets all the time. You rescued any
I do.
cats lately?
Wow.
Yeah.
Gotten any cats out of trees lately? No, I haven't. Well,
Now you have.
Now you have.
Yeah.
Well, good to know.
It was amazing. This little tiny cat had crawled like 30 some feet up in this tree. The only way it could have is just like Spider-Man climbing up the side of this tree. The next door neighbor tried to get it down. His extension ladder was 25 feet. We've got a 35-foot one at the station, so we had to bring that out. And I was at the very tip top of that thing, and then the cat got scared and started going up higher.
Wow.
And I said, oh, boy.
So you got out the pellet gun, right?
Yes. Then I did the Marlon Perkins tranquilize the thing. And
Was this a feral cat or someone's pet?
no, it was somebody's pet. Somebody's pet had gone outside and got up this tree.
Won't they eventually come down?
Well, you know, the saying in the fire business is, you ever seen a dead cat in a tree?
Yeah. Good point.
The answer's no there, Tom. There you go.
No.
So it eventually comes down one way or the other.
But you know what? When things are slow, we got to keep up that PR, Tom. So we gotta
Certainly.
So,
Well, good for you, man. You're enjoying it.
I absolutely love it. It's been great. Very fulfilling. I love it.
Oh, good.
Now, do you lift weights when you're at the firehouse?
He doesn't lift weights.
You know what? Depending on whatever shift, I'll bring some stuff. We really don't have a weight room at our fire department, but I'll bring some stuff in and do a little workout here and there.
Okay,
Don't you throw tires around, things like that, and shock your system and do all that
Not
stuff?
at the station. The tires are connected to the truck at the station.
Oh, that's right. That's right. My fault. Totally my fault.
Learning a lot today.
Yeah.
Now the mustache. You're a man with a wife and 2 daughters. I'm sure they've weighed in. And what are they saying?
Well, here's the thing. None of them like it. They're all very much against it.
All right.
However, I ran the numbers. I counted up the sexual activity before the mustache.
Yes.
And then I counted up the sexual activity after the mustache.
Yes.
It's a wash.
All right.
Therefore, the mustache stays.
Okay.
So it's a tie, 0-0.
Yeah.
As they say in the soccer trade. Yeah, it's.
I like it, man.
Tom hates it. You
Thank
can
you,
tell.
John.
No, I'm not trying to be indelicate. When I ask you this, are men hitting on you?
You know what? I have
It
gained
is
a
a
new
very
audience.
gay look.
Yeah. It's very gay looking.
Well,
I have gained a new audience.
Okay.
It's very 1974 Christopher Street Ramrod Lounge-ish.
It's like,
Like village people-ish.
Yeah.
I don't mind
it's
the
like you're
description.
It's
I don't
kind
mind
of
your description
overtly gay.
if you could take Ramrod out of the description. I would appreciate that.
it's like you're starring in Uncut Gems.
Uncut Jim sounds like it's the story of uncircumcised.
Yeah, people named Jim.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Uncircumcised male prostitutes.
Uncut gems. So good.
Hey, I told you, comedy's thin right now. I'll take whatever market I can.
Okay, sorry. Dave Dyer is our guest, and Dave is also a fireman. You're going to be performing on Fox 17 in Grand Rapids tomorrow, I understand.
Yeah.
What is the nature of this? Is this a stand-up gig? Or?
You know what? It's kind of just a thing they're doing. There's a charity involved, so there's some donations that are going to go to a local charity. But they're also just sort of in these times with the pandemic and all the stuff that's going on, they just want something that's kind of a light, fun, positive thing for people to watch. And so it's going to be myself, a couple local guys, Joe Anderson and Pat Sievert, and then Johnny Beaner, who I believe has been on your show.
Sure, funny,
He's going to be dialing in from Wisconsin. So
that's his actual name, by the way.
Yeah, Johnny Beaner, good man.
Why?
So the four of us are going to do little sets. It's going to be about an hour-long show, and hopefully give some people a smile and a laugh.
Good. Well, you will for sure.
Okay. Everything else going okay?
Things are good. Yeah, my daughter's been home. My youngest daughter was finishing up her last semester at the University of Michigan, but obviously she did most of that from here.
Yep.
So I've had to be going number 2 with the door closed from now on. So that's been.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You did that in front of your wife?
Look it. separate parts of the house. We have separate wings.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Boy, that's the death knell. We need to talk.
So is your daughter in your wing?
She kind of keeps floating between the wings, which is not fun. It's almost as if she's cloned herself. She's like around every corner in the house.
She's like Michael Myers.
I cannot get away from the kid.
So I'm sorry, and I wasn't paying attention. Did she graduate?
Well, yeah, they didn't have a graduation ceremony, and there's talk of maybe doing something in the fall. But yeah, she finished up her last semester of college.
Did they do like a
virtual graduation?
Virtual thing
we did that for high school.
Zoom?
I believe they were going to for her specific little college or her specific major, but she didn't attend. I don't know why.
Isn't her major like ice cream trucks or something? Isn't that right?
What?
That's my yeah. That's what she wanted. Either that or working at the oil change place.
Both admirable careers.
That's right.
Her degree's in sociology.
Useless. Yeah. Oh, I mean.
Now, Dave, I know you're Sparty right down to your socks. How do you feel about a Wolverine there in the house?
Well, you know what? It would have been more fun if either of my kids were into sports. That would have been more fun. But neither of them were big into the the competition of it. But I tried to chide her and poke her about it, but
didn't work.
No go. No.
Now, do you have a Spartan tattoo?
I do not have a Spartan tattoo.
Do you have a Shakespearean tattoo? I know you were a trained Shakespearean actor.
No, I don't have a Shakespeare.
Do you have a fire department tattoo?
Yes, I do. Actually, right here.
Oh,
it says FF29. That's my firefighter number.
Hold that up. I was just guessing. I didn't know you really had that.
Yeah, it says FF29. And people said, well, what if you stop doing it and you go to another department? I'm like, well, this is my original, so that means a lot.
Now, did you do that just by choice, or is that some sort of body identification?
Yeah.
Things get really hairy. They go over the body.
I think we'll just close out the show now.
If they can't find my accountability tag on the back of my helmet, they'll use this.
Oh, God.
Dyer's not doing too well. We better tag him.
He barely made it, okay?
Barely get down that hole.
You check that door for
This is not
heat?
something that's required. This was something that I just wanted
That's
to
so
do.
cool.
You know what
man.
they say in the
is
fire
cool.
department. You never find a dead cat in a tree or flesh burns.
Jeez. So, Dave, you guys sit around and watch Backdraft? Is that what happens? Okay.
No, Backdraft is, you know what? Here's the funny thing about Backdraft. After you've gone through all the training, you've gone through the academy, and almost every scene in there, when they charge you into a building, the way they're charging in, you go, okay, that guy's dead in 30 seconds.
I bet. Yeah.
You mean the movies are faking it?
Yeah.
Cool movie, but
Extremely.
yeah, I've heard it's not very realistic at all.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're glad you're safe. Glad you're doing well. And I don't want to wish you a fun fire to put out.
No.
But the cat story, really not all that...
I thought it was great.
I thought
It's
it was
a
a
wonderful
great
story.
It is.
Yeah, I
It's
liked it too.
delightful.
What's wrong
Look
with
at-
See you go 40 feet in the air and get a cat out of a tree.
There were two very joyous little kids at the bottom of the left.
This is the kind of news we need right
How
now.
are you doing there, crab ass? How do you think now, pal?
Yeah.
If your kid's cat was up in a tree, you'd call the fire department in a heartbeat.
Oh, if my kid's had a cat, I'd leave it up there.
Oh,
We've got
cats are wonderful.
Josh, we need to put our heads together and find some way for his kids
To get a cat.
to get a cat.
Okay,
I've got 3 dogs. I don't want a cat.
Kitty cat,
I've
here
had
we
cats,
come.
many cats before. I'm done with cats.
A calico. Yeah.
Do you have a cat, Dave?
I do have a cat. It's a 10-year-old, looks like Morris the cat, kind of that orange striped tabby.
Oh, yeah.
His name is Tex. He's the only
That's a great name.
it's the only pet I've ever been allowed to name since I've been married. So I said one day I'm either going to have a dog or a cat named Tex, and I was given the allowed to name the cat. So the cat is Tex.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if we can talk to Tom.
Can we talk to
but
Tom about the
very,
word
very
text?
personal. I think you named something text.
I did
didn't
not
you,
name
Tom?
it text.
Somebody else did, huh?
Oh, really?
Well.
Oh.
Or be so immodest.
Is your wiener we're talking about?
Yep. Evidently, a former lover named him Tex.
Yeah.
So, Dave, when your daughter does the Zoom graduation, can I make a suggestion? Mm-hmm. After the ceremony and they ordain the crowd, whatever they do, have her throw her mask in the air. along with all the rest of the kids, and breathe heavily. Okay.
Now, is the appropriate thing for her is to move it around to the back of her head?
Well, that may be the way to do it.
Yes, yeah.
Put a tassel on your mask.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Well, Dave, it's always a great pleasure. Good luck at the firehouse.
Thank you.
Great seeing you, man.
Yeah, you look great,
to see you
Dave.
guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're looking good.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you. I feel good.
You're doing great work.
Grinder is the website you're looking for.
Oh, stop it.
You knew you were going to get this, right, Dave? I mean,
I'm married, but thank you.
Good cover.
In case things fall apart, I'll know where to go.
Dave has a podcast called Idioms.
Yeah.
That you might like.
It starts. I'm dropping the first one this Friday. Now. Here's the thing, Tom. I know you roll your eyes at the podcast thing all the time. These are 5 minutes long. It's a mini cast. It's
good
like
idea.
a little. Yep, 5 minutes. And in each one, I'm going to take a common idiom that we use in everyday language. I'm going to explore its origin, and then I'm going to make fun of it and how we use it and all the different ways.
Love it.
Have you done one already?
The first one, I've got a bunch of them recorded. The first one's dropping this Friday.
What's our first word?
The first one is 2 birds with 1 stone.
Okay.
Ah,
there you go. All right.
Good
So
idiom.
it's 5 minutes long at the most.
And
Nobody wants to
you
hear
found
me
out
more
the
than-
origin of that?
You know what? A lot of these things you'll find there's a bunch of different theories on origin, but yeah, you kind of explore what are some of the common origin theories, and then I talk about how we use it and why we use it.
So you become sort of an idiom savant.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
I like
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
yeah, you
Walt.
feel free to use that.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Walt.
that would have been
Thank you, Josh. Gonna write that one down.
a good subtitle.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, you're an idiom savant.
Yeah. Do the whole 9 yards, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's,
I will
That's
look that one up.
That's a really complicated.
don't look up rule of thumb. It's got to.
That's gonna.
That's a
Got
little.
it.
Was that a rough one?
Kinda. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it involve lopping off a thumb?
Somebody's thumb?
There was a rule that you couldn't beat your wife with anything wider than your thumb.
Oh,
And that,
my
it was-
goodness.
That seems like, you know what? That seems like a good rule.
So yeah.
I'll tell you what. Some of these have some brutal origins.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah.
Some brutal origins.
I'm looking forward to it. And now, where does one find idioms?
But it'll be on Spotify, hopefully, given the all the permissions. It'll be on Apple Podcasts as well. So I will post in the next couple days exactly where you can find it.
Terrific.
Thank you very much. Thanks,
That'll be
Dave.
fun.
Now,
Thank you.
I want to remind you that right now, very important to have a functioning automobile.
Yes.
Functioning truck. Where do you fix that baby? Of course, you go to Napa Auto Parts. Our friends at Napa, locally owned Napa stores all over the place. And you can also order online and pick up curbside at your local store in just 30 minutes. So get your order delivered directly to your door with free one-day shipping on over 160,000 parts from our friends at Napa when you spend $50 or more. Quality parts delivered quickly and safely. That is just one more part of what we call Napa know-how. At participating stores, standard ground shipping and exclusions apply. Check it out. Napa Auto Parts at your favorite Napa Auto Parts stores. Don't forget about those Napa Auto Care Centers, and do not forget about NapaOnline.com. When we return, Christy will examine a little bit of history.
Okay.
Because we haven't done that.
No, we haven't.
What's going
Not
on.
yet.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob.
A look at their car is perhaps the best way to introduce the uninitiated to WFBQ Radio's morning team, Bob and Tom. The pink and camouflage junker features 3 hood ornaments, a bowling trophy, the hind quarter of a horse, and a jar of tartar sauce that will have to be explained elsewhere.
295, it's 842. You're with Bob and Tom on a 2 for Tuesday.
Good morning.
Howdy.
Great.
Holmes.
Sherlock. Let's play word association.
Okay.
Howdy.
Holmes.
Sherlock.
Holmes.
John C. You're with Bob and Tom.
Holmes.
The human tripod.
I see.
Okay, I'm sorry. Bob.
That's all right.
From 6 a.m. and for the next 4 hours, Bob Kavoyan and Tom Griswold fill the airwaves with jokes and pranks that range from silly to hilarious and from bawdy to sick.
Why is sex like air?
Why is sex like air? I give up, Bob.
Because it's no big thing unless you're not getting it.
They deliver a National Lampoon sort of humor that leaves the audience laughing while wondering how Q95 can broadcast some of the things they say.
Half the joke is in your mind. The joke isn't stated outright.
Mm-hmm.
The person has to put something into it to get something out of it.
Yeah, they're fun and
People like them.
People enjoy them.
They laugh at them. And there's an alternative. You can always change the channel.
Mm-hmm.
But people aren't, After 2 years on the air, Bob and Tom have taken Q95's morning show to the top of the volatile morning FM ratings. WFBQ is the third radio station the zany team has worked for. After 6 years together, they've got the routine down pat. Bob runs the audio control board, plays straight man, and provides the program's famous laugh.
Amateur phylactics. Amazing concept, I think, and I think it's going to
Tom sits on a mound of notes and papers to provide the program's often quoted jokes and many of its voices.
Oh, hello, Mohandas.
Hello, Bob.
How are you?
Oh, I am fine today. Hello, Tom.
Hi, Mohandas.
You look very good today.
Thank you so much, Mohandas.
Much of their banter is off the cuff with an occasionally rehearsed punchline off mic during a song.
Only if it makes you late for the ceremony.
She's controversial. She's provocative. She's the famous sex therapist, Dr. Ruth Weisboner. Good morning, Dr. Ruth.
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. Is it wrong to have sex before you're married?
No, as long as you're not late for the wedding.
Bob and Tom say they get very few complaints from listeners as they poke fun at every special interest group imaginable, and station management has left them unrestrained on the limits of their humor. After 2 years, the result has been high ratings, a devoted following, and a look at their car is perhaps the best way to introduce the uninitiated to WFBQ Radio's morning team, Bob and Tom. The pink and camouflage junker features 3 hood ornaments, a bowling trophy, the hind quarter of a horse, and a jar of tartar sauce that will have to be explained elsewhere.
Q95, it's 8:42. You're with Bob and Tom on a 2 for Tuesday.
Good morning.
Howdy.
Great.
Holmes.
Sherlock. Let's play word association.
Okay.
Howdy.
Holmes.
Sherlock.
Holmes.
John C. You're with Bob and Tom.
Holmes.
The human tripod.
I see.
Okay, I'm sorry, Bob.
That's all right.
From 6 a.m. and for the next 4 hours, Bob Kavoyan and Tom Griswold fill the airwaves with jokes and pranks that range from silly to hilarious and from bawdy to sick.
Why is sex like air?
Why is sex like air? I give up, Bob.
Because it's no big thing unless you're not getting it.
They deliver a National Lampoon sort of humor that leaves the audience laughing while wondering how Q95 can broadcast some of the things they say.
Half the joke is in your mind. The joke isn't stated outright. The person has to put something into it to get something out of it.
Yeah, they're fun and
people like them.
People enjoy them.
They laugh at them. There's an alternative. You can always change the channel.
But people aren't. After 2 years on the air, Bob and Tom have taken Q95's morning show to the top of the volatile morning FM ratings. WFBQ is the third radio station the zany team has worked for. After 6 years together, they've got the routine down pat. Bob runs the audio control board, plays straight man, and provides the program's famous laugh.
Amateur phylactics. Amazing concept, I think, and I think it's going to.
Tom sits on a mound of notes and papers to provide the program's often quoted jokes and many of its voices.
Oh, hello, Mohandas.
Hello, Bob.
How are you?
Oh, I am fine today. Hello, Tom.
Hi, Mohandas.
You look very good today.
Thank you so much, Mohandas.
Much of their banter is off the cuff with an occasionally rehearsed punchline off mic during a song.
Only if it makes you late for the ceremony.
She's controversial. She's provocative. She's the famous sex therapist, Dr. Ruth Vice Boner, good morning.
Hi, Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Afternoon thunderstorms look for a high of 90 degrees. Tomorrow we start out with morning thunderstorms in the area. Then it clears out, but it'll still be cloudy, but warm, high 85. 74 now.
Thank you very much, Christy Lee.
Sure.
Coming up, we have, I believe, our history lesson. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay, well, very good. Have you prepared anything for that? Do you know anything about it?
I can find something while you're speaking.
No.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Yes, I have.
I have a number of things that are available
I have.
already. Coming up, we've got some great classic rock on Q95. Your home for classic rock. I mentioned this earlier. 94.7 on your dial. Does anyone have a dial anymore?
I do in my car.
I do on one of my cars.
Yeah.
You got to turn it just right.
I can, yeah, but I can also do it.
Dial.
My favorites or whatever.
You can always just tell Alexa, hey, can you play Q95 via iHeartRadio? Thank you very much, Alexa. That'd be very kind of you. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Ace Cosby, of course, our engineer. He's sitting over there. That's a nice-looking chair. It's the OmahaSteaks.com Ace Cosby Joke of the Day chair. Mr. McGee is in the CrazyCockWine.com sports chair.
Hello.
Josh is in the OrangeInsoles.com sidekick chair, and it happens to be orange. Just like those orange insoles that are great for your feet and your whole body. And Christy Lee, the Navy Federal Credit Union News chair at the Navy Federal Credit Union News desk. This is Tom speaking. The lovely Jessica Alsman joins us from her home via whatever this is, Skype or something. Zoom, whatever. And then Mr. Pat Godwin just around the corner.
Hello.
It's good to see you, Pat. How's everything going over there?
Good.
Certainly enjoyed some of those songs you were playing earlier today. Now, we're going to momentarily get to Today in History.
Oh, momentarily.
What do you mean? What? I'm ready.
Well, it sounded like Tom had something to go before. Just do it, Leonard.
Time now for Today.
I think he's getting worse.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll start with birthdays.
Happy birthday.
Okay.
I have trouble remembering birthdays.
Isn't that what
Well, that's what your phone's for.
Frosty the Snowman, doesn't he say
Your
happy
phone?
birthday
Yeah,
every
he
time
does.
they wake him up?
Tom, your phone tells you when everybody's birthday is.
Happy birthday.
1926, the poet Allen Ginsberg.
Oh, Lord.
I always say to myself, Howell, I remember his birthday. That was just for me and Josh.
Wow.
I know what it is.
He's one of those poets you can't beat.
Author Larry McMurtry is 84 today.
Oh, big fan.
Great author.
Lonesome Dove,
Yep.
Terms of Endearment.
Lonesome Dove.
Oh, you don't like Terms of Endearment?
Also wrote Brokeback Mountain, the screenplay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, I'm sorry, I've lost my place.
We were doing birthdays.
Chuck Barris, born in 1929, the late proprietor of
The Gong Show and
Secret Agent.
And the songwriter of Palisades Park.
Please, dear God, no.
And CIA ties.
Yes, I tend to believe him. I read his book, and the movie's terrific too, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, but his book is really persuasive.
I'm skeptical.
Are you? Okay.
Oh, duck whiskey.
Hi,
I live and
everybody.
breathe.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, good to see you.
I was thinking about music today after hearing Patty G's great song.
Oh, sure.
You know, sometimes you don't find out the true meaning of a song until years after it was a hit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Of course we do.
You hear a song and you just have no idea. Many years ago, my grandpa told me a story that cleared up a music mystery I thought would never be solved.
Oh, wow.
God.
I'm sure I told you my grandpa was an anthropologist.
I know. I remember that.
For
but
many years, he lived in a small village in Tibet.
Oh, son of a gun.
In the deepest part of the Himalayan mountains. Of course, probably heard the story. There were the four famous brothers there. They were born there in the Himalayas and probably died there. Never really followed through.
Oh.
But they became good friends with my grandfather, who found something extraordinary about them. They all had enormously large scrotums.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's so big, in fact, it looked like the undercarriage of maybe a horse or an ox.
Oh,
wow.
Goodness.
Spectacularly large scrotal areas. The men's testicles were normal size, though.
Oh, that's weird, huh?
You following me here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So their packages looked rather unusual.
Right.
It was like carrying two tiny marbles in a 13-gallon hefty bag.
Well, yeah.
Yes. You can relate to that. Well, my grandfather, being an anthropologist, was curious and suspected there may have been some crossbreeding with another species.
Is that right?
Yeah, so he did some research and casually would glance at the groins of all the male animals native to the town to see if any of them might be a match.
Huh.
So we would check out things like antelopes and donkeys and oxen, even the beavers, but no animals had equipment that came close to it.
Okay.
He was just about ready to give up when he saw a yak asleep on the side of the road. He took one peek at the animal's scrotum, and it was exactly like the ones he'd seen on the brothers.
Wow.
The next day, he excitedly went to the brothers, and he goes, I figured out what you've got. You've got yakety sacks. Well, that's appropriate because it's Boots Randolph's birthday.
Is that right? It all goes together.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Such a great weaver.
Born in 1927, Boots Randolph. Okay, there you go. Let's see what else is happening on the. The Rolling Stones began their famous 1964 tour. The first astronaut walked in space in '65.
What was his name?
Allegedly.
Do you remember his name, Chick? First astronaut to walk in space. Gemini 4.
Ed White.
That's right. Very good.
Very good.
Very
Chick
good.
McGee.
That's more than a hat rack.
Okay. And the first moonwalk, Neil Armstrong, not Michael
Time now
Jackson.
for Things We Learned. Shut up on the Bob and Tom Show, brought to you by Grainger. Delivering products, keep your facility running is what Grainger does best. They've been doing it for 90 years. Visit Grainger.com for whatever you need, whenever you need it. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Christy almost hit a deer pulling into work today.
Yep, sure did.
I've been telling you about the deer, but no one listens. Let's see now. Chick McGee still has a chipmunk stuck in his garage.
Son of a bitch.
We found out how to get rid of it. It involves a seesaw board and a bucket.
Yep.
Let's see. The necklace that Christy dropped in her sink has been. Did your man recover that?
Yes, he did.
Good.
No, when you got home, did he have it? Ready for you?
No, he had forgotten about it, but he'd heard about it. Because I told him when he was sound asleep, and so he said one of his friends.
Tom's question is, did he have it on his body
Oh,
somewhere
no,
for
no,
you
no.
to find is what
the
he
old
Whatever.
the old
Dangling from his schwanz.
That's right.
Hanging.
No
Wrap
need
it
to.
around the old whang.
need to.
The old whang necklace. Oh.
We've warned you. Omaha Steaks, perfect Father's Day gift. We had the world record for the world's largest fishing lure somewhere in Canada.
40 feet.
Alberta.
Yeah,
No way that'll catch a fish.
Tell the kids they're going to do that this summer.
Yeah.
Yikes. Let's see. I've got 2 brand new fishing poles for this weekend for the girls.
He's got a brand new.
In the meantime,
pair of
Chick
fish.
found the world's largest rocking chair in Casey, Illinois.
Yeah, a lot of other world's
and
largest
the world's
things.
largest wind chimes.
We may have to go there.
Till they
Do
fall.
it.
World's
Somebody
largest mailbox.
Hit somebody on the head.
Yeah, they did hit somebody on the head. He was a real ding-a-ling.
Are you talking about my dingling?
When I was
And here's the sound of that. Yeah, there you go. Hit him right in the face. There is something called a sneeze fetish. I was not aware of that. And then Josh Googled it, and wow.
Yeah, we saw some videos.
Very specific things that happen out there in the world that you don't want to know about. Then we talked to my son, Willie, who claimed that I once said to him, Willie, you're ruining Christmas. On multiple occasions.
I believe him.
Thank you very much. Don't forget the Bob and Tom store. We're giving all the money to a special group called Feeding America. So take some time and buy some stuff, or just make a donation to them. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.